Here we are, we are live. It is the 8th of May in the year of our Lord 2024. This is the Weekly Alaboom. I guess we'll just start by making one quick announcement. Last week's episode was deleted because we received a request to have it deleted. So I apologize if you did not get a chance to see that previous one. It has been buried into the I'm sure everything's on the cloud, right, Barry? At this
I
point.
don't know.
Well, I mean, nothing is truly ever destroyed, right? But I mean, it's not even on my YouTube account anymore. Yeah, it's gone. I apologize. As always, whenever if I get a request from anybody that was on the show that says, "Hey, I want you to go ahead and delete that," for I don't even ask for a reason. I just say, "You bet, no problem. Take it down, destroy it, move on with our lives." Blah blah blah. So, um, which makes all the more reason why you should be watching this live, right? So you don't miss out on anything. At least that's my theory.
I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. Oh shoot, dude. So, what's new? What's cool? What's exciting?
Not much yard work. Yeah. Still catching up with that nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, my yearly physical. That's nice and fun. Stupid questions they ask. Got a new game. Waiting to play that.
What's the
Maximum
game?
Apocalypse.
It's a good game.
Just picked it up. It just came yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I opened it up and sorted it. Started to play it, then Beaker fucked with it. Damn cat. What else? Helping a neighbor dig a ditch. Other than that, well, I was supervising him digging a ditch.
Hey, Kabuki just said something about the fact that did I do the ending to my the addendum or whatever to the Corey story or no?
Yeah, you got rid of him. We moved on.
No, but it was that last week, so nobody
Yeah.
knows, I guess. All right, so I do apologize. Actually, what was funny was I was cleaning out my desk here, and I stumbled upon, and I wanted to make sure before I threw this away. Um,
Yeah.
I stumbled upon, and I don't want to show any of the information because I don't want anybody calling this guy or doing anything. But I found
But we'll give
it.
him the name.
No, okay, yeah, sorry. Here, I'll cover
How
up
many of
everything.
them people could be in Moorhead, Michigan, or the Minnesota?
But I found his business card in my desk. So I was like, "You say still haunting me from beyond the grave." No, anyway. So, um, uh, no. So ultimately, nothing really other came of it other than the fact that it's just over and done with. Yeah. I spoke my piece. I told them that I went on with somebody else, and I'm fine now. I'm okay. I will say this, and you
I'll
can't really
say
see this.
this.
I'll say this, but and again, I'm going to try to cover up everything on. In a second. I'm going to show you on his business card is the phone number, and he says it's listed as his business phone number on his fucking business card that he gave me. Then he said I wasn't supposed to call him after business hours.
Well, yeah. You call somebody 10 o'clock at night. They'll get a little upset.
I
That's
didn't
why I
call.
use
I texted him. I
even that.
texted him.
That's why I use a separate phone for business. Oh,
Anyway, so we all moved on. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure
I'm sure.
everything's. I'm sure his life will go on, and
You got a slap on the wrist and he's over.
he probably got a hey, don't do that again. He's like, yeah, sure. And then they all moved on with their lives. Um,
The scam.
it is. It's all a
Mm.
scam.
Oh, the
Uh,
insurance shit is the house insurance shit is. I dealt with that a few times in the
oh
construction.
yeah, go on.
Yeah, it is. It's just
Did you have
uh,
somebody come by and say, hey, I took a look at your shingles and
oh, they do that every year. Here, it's like the solicitors are nonstop here, even with the sign out front. It's like at least twice a year. Somebody knock. I said, I'm not interested. I'll keep going. It's like I'm not interested. Yeah. I know what I got here. I was a contractor. I don't need
Yeah.
you to go up there and tell me that you're gonna rip me off. I know what's going on. I was actually looking at that today, siding and all that. It's all going up quite a bit since the last time I looked at that. It's over like 150 a yard or square rather for siding.
Yeah.
Yeah, this year I'm going to do some windows and probably side the front.
Every
It's,
once in a while, I still get the person that stops by and says, you know, hey, we could go ahead and take a look at your shingles for you. You know, just a
uh,
There was some hail that came through the area.
it happens here all the time. Well, across the street and down a few blocks, a guy died there recently, and they went in and they gutted the house. So they got a couple of contractors coming in now. So they're always stopping now whenever they're in the neighborhood, you know. But actually, there's always a lot of remodeling around here to think of it. There's a lot of new building. I know that. Like me and Jen went somewhere a couple of weeks ago. And we came back a way we usually don't, and there used to be like 5 farms back that way. Now it's down to two. They're the other three were turning into developments within the last 2 years.
Hmm.
It's I don't understand where all these people come from that they're building so many houses constantly. You know. Ugh. But we'll see.
It's cleanup week here next week for us. So then we get to put all our stuff out.
We don't have
I,
that.
I know we've had this conversation. If you are friends with me on the old Facebooks, go and look at my feed. My wife said she was driving to work, and notice she was driving to work on an interstate today. And she happened to look out her window, and she said there was somebody that had pretty much their entire house on their boulevard.
On
Sorry,
their
so
boulevard.
we got an argument about, well, not really an argument, but I said the berm, and she said it's the boulevard. That's
You
what it
said the
sounded like.
berm?
I said the berm, yeah.
I haven't heard that much.
Yeah.
You hear that like
Well, that's
central
weird because
western PA.
Pennsylvania is like one of
Yeah.
the few states in the United States. States in the United States. That's dumb.
Yeah.
It's one of the few states that actually references it as the berm on a regular basis.
Yes. But not out east. It's further out west in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh,
Mm,
Lancaster, the Amish countries. Over in
yeah.
Philly, it's not called the berm.
Well, anyway, so it's on the boulevard. And anyway, but anyway, she saw that on, like, she was just like happened to look out her window and she saw, like she said, there's an entire house like on somebody's boulevard, and I was like, cool. And so we ate dinner, and then we went out to drive to get a malt, and then just go check it out. And if you follow me on, like I said, in the Facebooks, you can go ahead check out the pictures of, like, it is 12, 14 feet tall worth of stuff, like a mountain in front
Nobody
of their house.
specified.
Yeah, it
Construction
is.
debris is expensive to get rid of. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we don't nothing like that. I mean, here if we got bigger stuff, we call them. They pick it out, like couches and all that. But every other week they come in for to try it or they recycle. Oh, that reminds me. I saw an electric recycling truck for the first time the other day when they came to pick it up. I don't know how I feel about that because they were having issues with it. Yeah, the back pump wasn't working right. The back hydraulic system because the battery kept dying.
Mhm. Um, but yeah, that's always interesting when you see stuff like that. Um, I do have a grievance to share.
You do.
Yeah, but I will wait until there's more people here. You okay?
Oh, no, sweet is so harsh this week.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Ugh.
I have my initials ready to go. So I did write my own initials. I have 17 things. I went one over.
I wonder if Anthony picked out next week's initials yet.
Yeah, I know. He probably has. He's probably already started. He preemptively made his own. He'll probably be able to like do it right after I'm done. Like, yeah, I just knew I'd win, so I got this stuff. But yeah, no, so I got that going. Supposedly, I mean, Aldi's on his way, Anthony's on his way. Evan said he'd show up later.
Joy. Can't wait.
Joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, as they say.
Happy.
Happy!
Wonder whatever happened. Why they never did a reboot of that? They did
They
everything
are.
else.
They're doing a sequel.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I was gonna say they did everything else. King of the Hill and what was that other one that just came out recently? I can't remember now.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore 2. It's like, yes, Happy Gilmore 2 is on the way. Supposedly, they are
I meant Ren and Stimpy, not Happy Gilmore. Do we need
oh.
another Happy Gilmore?
Yeah, I do.
30
I want,
years
I
after the
want,
fact.
no, I totally want. I want Shooter McGavin to be back. I want to have
Bob Barker's dead. So is
well, yeah,
what's
I
his
mean,
name?
and
Carl
so is Carl Weathers. Yep. And
Weathers.
that,
Yeah, just say Urban for some
but for
reason.
some reason, I think I read somewhere that like Drew Barrymore is going to be in it. I don't know. But anyway, I think it'll
Could
be
be.
I don't know. Maybe I was wrong, but I mean, I for some reason I think I remember seeing that, but I think that'd be awesome. You know, just and then get him out there doing his Happy Gilmore stuff.
Yeah, he's just going back to comedy.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, he's good in other stuff too. I mean,
Yeah, I enjoy his more serious stuff. Most of it. The comedy is hit or miss with me. It always has been.
so interesting factoid about the Happy Gilmore movie. If you're a fan of if you're a fan of movie what's that like movie trivia, if you will, like things that you're like, oh really, wow, how does that work, kind of thing. So the guy who played Shooter McGavin, you know, the evil guy.
Yeah.
So he uh there's that scene where he has to spoiler alert for Happy Gilmore if you haven't seen it. So they get down to the final
30-year-old movie.
30, they get down to the final hole, right? And so Shooter McGavin has like a 20-foot putt that he has to make it. And because if he makes it, then I mean the whole premise is like his ball lands in the rough, he lands on that guy's foot. He has to knock it into the, you know, he has to chip it onto the green, then he has to sink a 20-foot putt because Happy Gilmore's got like a really, really short putt to win. So he's gotta make it. So he can make Happy Gilmore, like basically has to make the putt or whatever. So
Are
the
you
actor,
spoiling Happy
yeah,
Gilmore now?
I'm spoiling Happy Gilmore, yeah.
He's spoiling Happy
If you
Gilmore
haven't
stuff.
seen it, what was it, 1992?
Something like that.
No,
Maybe something like that.
so he's got to make
680 at the
a
most.
putt. He's got to make this like 20-foot putt, and then like and then the whole plan is that you know you'd see him putt it like a close up of the putt, and then they zoom in on a ball that just goes and then lands in the hole, right? So you can't see, or like you cut away and then you see the putt, the ball lands in the hole. And the actor, who I can't remember his name right now, he said, "You gotta let me make the putt. I mean, because you do a wide angle shot and have me putt it, just like make it for real, you know, because because everybody else will just see it and they'll realize it's a big giant joke kind of thing." And then he said you get 5 tries, and he got it on the third one, and that's why when you go back and you watch the scene when he's like shooter, and he's like, dude, just choke on that baby, you know, because people were betting against him that he wouldn't do it, but then he pulled it off. So that emotion he's got is because like the people at they're actually watching the scene thought we're like, he's never gonna do it. He sucks. It's not gonna happen. So anyway, it's one of my favorite little anecdotes. That and Bob Barker.
Well, what happens after that?
He loses,
remember.
and his grandma loses the house, and Shooter McGavin gets his girlfriend, and yeah, and I think Happy Gilmore ends up turning tricks underneath Jefferson Bridge, to make ends meet.
Nice happy note.
Where'd you get this story from?
The Shooter McGavin thing.
Yeah.
It was just the interview with him. Like, he
Okay.
he was on some like
So
morning.
who did the real putt? You don't know?
He did. He did
it.
He did it for real.
The actor.
Yeah.
Christopher McDonald.
McDonald.
I think that's his name.
I think it is too, Scott.
Hey, Scott.
How's it going, man?
I do have a grievance to share. Oh, you missed it too.
Sure.
I was digging through my desk and throwing stuff away. And I'm not going to show up, but I found Corey's business card that has
what is it?
Corey from ServPro, the one that I wanted to like murder with my bare hands.
Let it go.
And it was
You can't
on the card as his business phone number is listed the number that I texted him.
And tomorrow he's going to text him proving it with a picture
I
of the
wish
card.
I had that, so I could have just said.
I'm taking
well,
you
maybe
didn't
don't listen
speak- you
to
have
your
not
business phone
spoken
number,
to-
you pile of crap.
I take it you have not spoken to him again.
No. We're over.
That's probably for the best.
It's fine. I'm over it. I'm over it.
No, you're not.
I'm just.
Well, if we're talking about spoil, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I watched Baby Reindeer. You heard about this?
Yeah,
I was going to watch that today.
Oh my
That's
dear Lord, that's a show.
Is it?
It goes places, man.
That's a roller coaster.
It's quite good, actually. I loved it.
Yeah, it's next on me and Jen's list.
You should watch it.
I will.
It's very
I had to watch Monsters Inc. first.
provocative and interesting and well acted and very funny and also very sad
And
all at the same time
disturbing.
and disturbing and just might be
Just
like
like
the best
talking
thing
to
I've seen
Lance.
all year. I mean, crazy how that is.
It was all over the place, but yeah.
It's all, I mean, I don't even want to say anything about it. Like, just watch it.
It is absolutely.
It's worth the watch. I couldn't stop watching it.
Yeah, I'll say that.
I could not stop
It
watching.
absolutely is one of those things where you're like, what?
Yeah, what?
You just, and it is.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to say anything else.
Well, and then
For fear of
isn't it
exposing
weird?
any of it and all the secrets.
So yeah, I'm not going to say anything. But this isn't that because it's since it's kind of a memoir for him, it's like it's a fictionalized retelling of events in his life, right? Just like
Supposedly, yeah.
Yeah, supposedly. I mean, which I believe, right? So
How do you make that up? It
Yeah,
didn't happen
exactly.
to you. I mean, I guess you could make it up, but
Well, that's if he did make it up, I'd almost weirdly be more impressed that you would like come up.
yeah,
with
there's some weird stuff in there.
stranger than fiction kind of thing. But how do you top that? Like you can't go out and
just
have
can't.
like a crazier life, right?
So I do want to talk about it at some point because Michelle had a completely different view of the ending than I did. But I can't really talk about it.
Yeah, I
spoiling
can't
anything,
either.
so-
I would love to. I would love to hear your
you
thoughts
thought-
on it.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what you thought too. Because I thought the ending was completely a different outlook than she did, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean,
She interpreted
it's
it in a certain
tough-
way, and I interpreted
Your
it.
wife doesn't see things the same way you do, Scott. That's
Well, that's a good thing.
It's a weird thing.
I'm not saying we should, but I was just surprised that she took it like that, and I was the opposite, basically.
yeah, it's tough to know now. But anyway, you can't really discuss it. So it's
Yep.
just
Okay, there you go. Baby
we'll
Reindeer.
move on to that.
On Netflix.
Netflix.
What else?
Yes,
did I
mean,
watch?
it's
feel like I
very,
watched them.
like what is it, like 6 episodes, 8 episodes?
I think it's like 7, maybe 8.
And they're like an hour each.
And the last one's short.
Yeah, the last one's a little
Thank
shorter.
God it's short. Thank God.
But if you're gonna sit down and watch it, like just do it on a Saturday afternoon, so you can just sit there and watch every single one.
Yeah, Michelle binged it, which I've never seen her binge anything.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
I started watching it. I'm like, I started at like 11 or 12 p.m. a.m. and I couldn't binge it because I was like, I gotta go to bed. And then, but the next day I binged it. I caught the
So-
first 2 episodes and I was like, oh my God, I want to watch the rest of this now, but I could not.
yeah. So
Anyway.
so I remember when like the trailer for it, you know, how when you turn on Netflix and it starts showing you the thing, you know, so you watch like a minute of it or whatever.
Yeah.
My wife saw that and she said, well, here's something that like you won't want to watch. And I mean, and
Right.
admittedly, when I saw the trailer, I was like, whatever. I mean,
Same.
was-
Michelle explained the premise to me, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I really want to watch that.
yeah,
And then
I didn't.
and then I
didn't-
started it up just random. I'm like, oh, just turn on. And then I couldn't not turn it off because of the way the tone of it was. Like it grabbed me.
Well,
like,
he's
from
a great
the get-go.
narrator, right? I mean,
That's
like,
what. Yeah, the narration at the
the
beginning.
narration is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
it
you're
draws
just like,
you in.
what? Yeah, and the way the storytelling is, it's really great.
Yeah. So the thing was, it was like I was making breakfast. My wife got up. It was a Saturday morning. My wife got up with the dogs. I got up about 45 minutes, hour later. I got up. I started like making breakfast. I came into it about halfway through the first episode. And then I'm sitting there, I'm making like French toast and bacon for everybody and you know, just doing my thing. And I ended up just after everybody ate, I cleaned up the kitchen, got everything put away. I ended up just sitting down on the couch with my wife and watching the rest of it. You know, it was just kind of yeah, it was yeah. I mean, I did not think it would grab me like it did, but it did.
Same.
So
And
I don't
I'm
want to
happy. I mean, I think it's one of the best things I've watched this year. I mean, and I've watched a lot this year for some reason. I've been watching
Did you
a
watch
lot.
Fallout yet?
I haven't
Yeah,
watched
I watched
yet.
all of Fallout, and I watched Three Body Problem.
Oh, that was very good.
Three Body Problem was
Has
fantastic.
anybody-
I didn't think they'd stick the book as well as they did, but man, they
They
stuck with the
didn't
book so
really
well.
stick the book.
Oh, is it?
It's not it's
That's not exact, but there's
It's
a
not
lot.
exact, but I
I think
mean,
there's a lot of
they
characters in the
definitely
book there.
did stuff that was. I mean, oh my gosh,
they
yeah.
jumped a couple books on some things. It's yeah, they didn't
Yeah,
go
it's
in
basically
depth
like
on
a book and a
couple
half
things,
from what
but
I've read.
yeah.
Like I went and
No,
bought
I
the
don't know.
books to go back, and I just kind of want to read it.
You know what show I'm really enjoying?
Wait, I want to ask you this: when you say read, do you listen to audiobooks?
No audio. It'll be audio.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
so this is
Could
be
a
same as
weird
reading
pet
to
peeve.
me.
This is a weird pet
Mhm.
peeve, and I'm completely in the wrong here, and I am a stick in the mud, and I am a curmudgeon, and I'm like,
Oh, we
and
know.
I recognize the fact. But when somebody says, "Oh yeah, I got to read that book," and then you're like, "Oh cool," and then they're like, and you what they mean is they want to listen to it, you know, through
Do you
Audible
not
or whatever,
narrate in
which
your
is
head
fine.
for reading?
Which is fine.
You don't-
Which is fine.
So when you read, do you, like, talk out loud in your head?
Let me finish. Let me finish. Which is fine. If you want to listen to a book, and that is a completely and totally fine thing.
But I'm above you, sir.
But no. I mean, but to me, that is I'm gonna listen to that book on Audible, right? That to me is just like it's a stupid.
It's the same thing as reading.
It is not the same thing. It is not the same
Well,
thing.
in your mind, it's different.
Johnny does an audiobook.
What?
Johnny does an audiobook.
The what?
I don't
Johnny
know.
does
I
an
don't-
audiobook.
It is not the same thing. And I am the
See-
person who has absolutely listened to audiobooks at times, but I would never say that I was reading a book. Then when I was
He can't
listening.
hear his own
Okay.
voice in his head. That's why. He just loves to hear his voice.
Whatever, Lance.
I know it's not the
So-
same.
I'd love to hear that read to me.
I want to hear what Matt has to say, Lance.
About
Well, you
what
try
I
to
was-
talk and then link.
what
your-
I was
Because
gonna
I was
say, or
talking
what-
and then he
what I
tried to
have to
interrupt
say
me
about
and then you
what
wanted
Matt
me to
wants
be
to
quiet
talk
while I
about.
was trying to make a point.
No, that's fair.
You're
See-
both pretty.
You see, for me, I'll address Lance's point first, and then I'll say what I was going to say. When we used to go to like Cuba and Mexico and Dominican and stuff, I used to like bringing books with me. Like I'd bring 2 big novels and I'd read that for the week. And but it sucks because I don't have some. As soon as I turned 40, I had to wear glasses. So I have to bring glasses to the beach now, and then I don't have I don't have prescription sunglasses, so I can't wear sunglasses while I'm reading, and it's the yeah. So then I started like, okay, that's no problem. I'll just bring my iPad. What the fuck am I gonna do with an iPad? I can't leave it if at my shades if I'm gonna go walk in the beach. Same thing with like my phone or earbuds. So I was just like,
Jeez.
man, it's just a pain in the ass, is what
Yeah.
it is. Getting old sucks.
Does.
Lance is just what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
I
I'm
like to think of a
curious.
few.
A curmudgeon.
Yeah,
Curious.
like a.
That's not the one I was
I'm not gonna
thinking
say
of.
what I'm thinking.
He's anyways. So the show that I've really been enjoying, albeit one episode a week, even though they're all streamable immediately, is Sugar.
I
Sugar's
started
very
watching
good
that,
too.
Matt. Yeah.
It's
Sugar
really
is
good, but it's
way
so
good.
it's so like the episodes I find are so well done. I want to savor that episode for the rest of the week and then go, okay, I'm going to treat myself with another episode.
They're dense too.
Yeah.
And that's
Feels
another
super
reason
dense.
why.
Yeah.
Like, because I watch stuff and do other things while I'm watching.
I don't know
Like,
what it is.
I'm not I multitask, but I can't do that with Sugar.
No. Well,
Sugar's got
and
too much stuff in it.
the same thing
what-
with like friggin' Tokyo Vice. Yeah, there's so many subtitles. I have to watch it.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is. I guess I have this thing for Colin Farrell lately, but not only did I really enjoy Sugar, but I really enjoyed The Gentleman, the Guy Ritchie
Yeah.
film.
Is he in that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Is he in that?
The Guy Ritchie film. Yeah, there's the Gentleman TV series now that I haven't
Oh,
watched.
I've seen I watched it. I watched the TV series.
So the Gentleman movie
quite
is
good.
with Charlie Hunnam,
Mhm.
Hugh Grant. Is that
Yeah.
his name? And
Which one?
what's his name? Who were we just talking about? Colin Farrell. And fuck, he's so funny. He's just so good in it.
Is it the same premise as the show?
Loosely, I think so.
Like an inheritance and all this thing? They
The
have to get wrapped up in drug dealer stuff.
There's certainly
Uh-huh.
a drug dealer baron who is like has this weed. He's Matthew
Yeah,
McConaughey's character.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was very good.
The show is great. I watched all of it.
Have you
it's
watched
another show
any
I
of
watched.
Have you watched any of Beacon 23?
I have, yes.
So I
enjoyed
like
it.
Lena Dunham is good. I
Yeah,
like her.
yeah.
And this is one of those sci-fis where it's like it kind of just ticks along. And then it has these big impactful moments for like an episode, and then it just ticks along.
Yeah.
But it gets you.
Good shoot.
Oh, it's Lena Headey.
Headley, yeah, sorry.
Headley.
Yeah, the girl from
The Game of
Lena
Thrones
Dunham.
girl,
Game
yeah.
of Thrones Queen.
Who's that? She's from something else. Anyways. Yeah, she's from Game of Thrones.
Terminator.
She's the Shame lady.
Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
Judge Dredd.
She's not the Shame
The
lady.
remake. The remake
Yeah.
of Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
With Carl Urban.
Yeah.
So
And she's the queen. She's we
Queen?
all watched the Game of Thrones for like 10 years. What was
Joffrey's mom.
Yeah,
whatever.
we had
What's her name?
Cersei.
Cersei.
I'm looking at this beer I'm drinking right now, and I went to the liquor store today and I picked up just like a whole bunch of Tallboy singles, and I put this one in my basket, and I'm like, immediately I'm like, what the hell? Usually they're this big. And I put it in my basket, and I'm like,
Wow.
what the?
So it's taller than it is.
Yeah,
fat.
we're turning into the United States. where
Same, but
big.
same ounces, right?
No, it's like
Oh, it's more.
473, 568.
Oh, okay. So it's not in shrinkification. It's
No, I don't know how much
Largification?
it was, but I was just like, what the hell? It looks like a,
560
or shrinkflation.
That's a lot.
Shrinkflation.
it is. It's compressed, so it's pressurized. So yeah, you got to be careful when you drink it because it expands in your stomach.
Nothing like drinking something with a warning on it.
Um,
A warning.
yeah,
you
no,
can
I've
turn
been
into
really
a seagull.
enjoying that Beacon 23, even though it's just like it's such kind of like a slow,
Oh,
cool
well,
sci-fi.
I don't even know about it, so I'm gonna watch it.
It was a slow burn, yeah.
Did anybody watch that brand new cherry flavor? Brand new cherry flavor.
What's that?
I
Nobody's
did.
watched it, have they?
I have. I just can't remember the.
I don't know what it is.
It's inexplicable. You just have to watch it.
Yeah, I watched it a while ago. It's just
Okay. I didn't finish it, but I got sidetracked with a Three Body Problem. Need to go back.
I've been watching Franklin, which I enjoy, but I have issues
Um,
with Franklin.
Like the turtle?
Nah, Ben Franklin, Michael Douglas.
Oh, is that
plays.
with Michael
Oh,
Douglas?
Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I have issues with with Michael Douglas playing Ben Franklin because I grew up in Philly and I know what he looks like, and I know like there's an actor that played him my entire life, so I have a little bit of issue with that. But once I get past that, it's a pretty good series. I've also been watching The Sympathizer on HBO about the double agent in the Vietnam War.
That is good. That is
Yeah.
super good.
What's this called?
Sympathizer.
Oh,
There's
with
too much to
Robert Downey
watch.
Jr. Yeah.
I watched that thing on Bon Jovi on
Did
Hulu.
we? Did any?
Oh, I
Did
gotta
we
watch that.
discuss The Diplomat? We did.
Fan
Discuss.
fucking tastic.
Yeah,
That,
It was, yeah.
I liked that, and I liked Madam Secretary as well.
All right, I got to make a list. What was it?
Tokyo Vice 2 season 2
The
or season 2
Sympathizer?
is so good.
Tokyo Vice.
What's his name? Played
They finally paid off the opening scene of Tokyo of like Tokyo Vice. No, I'm not going to tell you anything. Tokyo Vice season 1. It opens up with a scene, and then it says 1 year earlier, and so so you get all the way through season 1, and they still don't.
It's still a flashback.
It's they still haven't shown you that portion, and then finally, like in episode 6 or 7 of season 2, you finally get the payoff of that scene. It's like long-term storytelling. They took their time with it, and so good. Great story. I hope they do a season 3. They set it up. They set it up to do a season 3. They haven't signed it for a season 3 yet, but I mean, it could be over. The story could be over. They could be done, but they set it up to have another season.
Do you like low budget sci-fi?
I love low
Sometimes.
budget sci-fi.
So 2 of the actors from it's a Canadian sci-fi show called Surreal Estate, where it's this real estate realtor company with the Eugene Levy's daughter. And I don't know if you guys watch Schitt's Creek at all.
Oh yeah.
So Eugene Levy's daughter and the guy that played Mutt are in this series, and they're a realty company who tries to sell haunted houses, but they have to cure them of their hauntedness first.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It is. It's quite fun. And the one of the guys has this connection to the spirit world. That and it's really given me my my Columbo. It's kind of tickling my Columbo funny bone.
Just one more thing.
Is
What was
Elsbeth?
that Columbo style show with the female
Elsbeth.
Elsbeth?
Oh no,
Yeah.
No,
The
That's
one that's on now.
Poker Face. No,
Poker Face. Is it Poker
Oh,
Face?
yeah.
right. Yeah,
Was
yeah.
that
with
Columbo? Well, don't. I know there's
yeah.
a twist there, but don't say anything.
No,
yeah,
no, no.
it's a
So-
lot like Columbo.
But I need to
yeah,
watch
Poker
that one,
Face.
Poker Face. I'm writing down more lists here.
What's
There's
her
this
name?
Elsbeth show that's very much like Columbo.
Elsbeth.
Yeah. It's with. Do you ever watch True Blood?
Mhm.
Yeah, some of it, but not a
So
lot.
the one of the waitresses at the bar, she's married in real life to the guy, the crazy scientist guy from Lost.
Oh, okay.
Crazy
but,
scientist guy from
The guy
Lost.
with the he wears like the little horn ring, or the little glass, little
Yeah.
round glasses. Can't remember
Oh,
what
you're
his.
talking about the he was in Fallout.
Yes.
That guy,
Yeah.
which I can't remember his name, but yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Nobody will know his name, but he's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's one of them character actors.
He was in Person of Interest. He was
Yeah.
in-
Michael Emerson.
yeah, that's it.
Emerson. Yeah.
But she is fantastic in this. She is so good. She was in the Good Wife. This is like actually a spin-off from The Good Wife.
TV is like really fucking good right now, man.
TV's
Like, just
been good for
shows.
a while.
Like, yeah, I mean, I guess,
It's just you got to.
but I'm not just. I hadn't been paying attention to it for a long time.
Movies suck.
And I guess I gotta go back and watch this Walter Goggins thing.
Walter.
Walton
Oh yeah.
Goggins.
The what's it called? What is it? It's a Western thing.
I don't
Or
know.
no? You guys have talked about it.
Oh, the wall, like
Justified?
Justified.
Justified.
Yeah,
Justified.
Justified's worth watching.
And he's also in it was a mini series called Sticks, all about
Yeah.
SEAL Team 6. Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Really good.
That wasn't a miniseries, man.
STYX.
Sticks, like 6.
Six, like SEAL
Six.
Team 6. Yeah, he was only in the first season. That was a couple seasons long.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was just the one season. I can't remember.
He was in another show I watched. He was pretty good. I can't remember what the hell it was called. Now. I like him. Michael Goggins is an actor and whole.
Walton Goggins is fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. Or Walter
Justified
Goggins.
is so good though. Oh my god.
Has anybody seen the new episodes of it? They came out.
I did. Yeah, they were great. The Magicians. Have you
haven't seen
seen that?
Jen did. She watched. Yeah.
The Magicians is excellent.
Got my plane tickets for Origins. So if you're gonna be at Origins, come
Why?
by the booth. Say hi.
Did you buy any tickets on Saturday?
For
TTE, yeah, being on the the server sides of TTE, we basically went down during their launch, which sucks because I hate not having the technology to work correctly when thousands of people. So we had Origins registration on Saturday, and the first hour was bumpy, but it recovered. And then Dragonsteel came along on Tuesday and just destroyed us. They sold out 6,000
Dragonsteel
tickets.
Con?
Yeah, the Dragonsteel Con.
oh, okay.
It's Brandon Sanderson's convention.
yeah.
They run it through tabletop events. They crashed us hard. Like, I mean, we couldn't make anything work. I'm like, oh my God. They had like 20,000 people hit us simultaneously,
Wow.
which BGD doesn't even have 20,000 at a time. And they sold 6,000 tickets in 1 hour.
1 hour. Right?
Wow.
It's a good problem to have.
Instantaneously sell out.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
meant to
it was
look
like-
into that a little more. That tabletop.
It was
events.
hundreds of VIP tickets and thousands of general admission.
Huh.
It was a good day for them.
Yeah.
But Brandon Sanderson has that effect. He's got like this massive following. Anyway, it's been a stressful week.
So
You okay, Scott?
Sorry,
Your
man.
shoulder rub. Oh, Michelle's.
I don't know.
She's
I don't
Michelle's
know.
also out of town, so I'm by my own.
Yeah.
Tonight I am by myself.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's very quiet in here.
myself.
Oh,
Mm.
by myself.
I was singing that earlier tonight.
Don't wanna be.
I'm all right.
I can be there tomorrow by
Something
10
else I was
p.m.,
gonna talk
Scott.
about. You can come up. Yeah, you want to come down? We'll do some pinball. Oh, you guys hear about the new pinball machine that was announced yesterday?
No.
No, how's that?
Any ideas? No, nobody's following it. John Wick.
No idea.
John Wick.
John Wick? Doesn't surprise me.
John Wick.
I wonder if Matt Kint's going to do the art for it. That'd be cool.
No, the artwork is being done by a game named. His name is Ramirez. He's a Stern employee,
Okay.
or he's done Stern games before. He did the Star Wars comic book version
yeah.
of Stern, or he also did Mandalorian pinball.
The Mandalorian.
And so here's the latest hullabaloo in the pinball world.
Ooh.
What's one thing you would associate with John Wick? Like, if you had to pick a thing, what would it
The
be?
dog.
Except the dog.
The car?
The car.
John
The
Wick.
car's in the game. The dog's in the game. What else would you think might be in a John Wick game?
The
John
hotel?
Wick?
The hotel's in the game.
Mhm.
Nothing else coming to mind?
The
Shooting
guns?
people in the head.
Guns. No guns on the board or on the back glass, and everybody's losing their fucking shit. Which is crazy to me.
I didn't
I'm like,
say guns right away because I figured it was a
yeah,
gimmick.
because you're like, oh, of course it's guns got to be in the game, right? But there are no
Yeah.
guns. There are no
Sure.
visible guns on the playfield nor in the back glass. Now, there's guns in the game, like you play the game and you see guns on the screen. But and the pinball community is crazy.
It'd be crazy.
Be crazy.
So there's this big controversy about apparently the word is the licensor didn't want guns on the machine visibly. No guns in hands, no visible guns, which is kind of crazy to me. That's a bit.
Well, I
Maybe
think
as
they
a
probably
regret.
there might be some crazy laws.
You think so?
Probably, you never
You been
know
to
in
America?
in certain states.
You been to America?
Nah, you've been to America, man. I mean,
Guns are not
even
against the law
liberal.
anywhere.
Yeah,
Almost.
I was having a conversation with
I
my
mean,
neighbor
it's
about
crazy
that.
how
Yeah,
much guns are part of our society now.
it's getting a little like I'm
And
all
if you,
for the
well,
Second
I
Amendment.
don't
It's
want to
getting
go. I don't
nuts.
want to go.
Yeah,
I don't want to go into that
Yeah,
realm
please
of
don't.
talking.
I watched something happen in Pittsburgh today that disgusted me. Yeah,
But had you not mentioned there was no guns on there, I would have never guessed it. Like I
Yeah.
would never have like cared or noticed. Doesn't
No.
matter to me. Anyway,
No, I hear you.
So, I was gonna mention this. Steve Albini died.
Who's that?
Exactly. I mean, Steve
a
Albini,
wrestler?
he basically was one of he was a musician, and he was in a lot of, well, I mean, to be fair, unless you're like that guy music fan, you didn't know about Steve Albini. He was alternative, super hardcore alternative. Uh,
Oh yeah, he worked on many of my favorite bands.
yes,
Albums.
Is he a
he
session
is
musician?
he is a like a musical engineer.
Producer, yeah, engineer.
He helped out tons of bands. I mean, Nirvana, Pixies, um, Jesus Lizard,
Breeders, PJ Harvey.
yeah, PJ Harvey.
Yeah,
So
Harvey. My
and basically like, if like, and he was I mean like he was in really really weird bands like Shellac and Big Black, and a band I'm not going to say because it's like, I mean, it's just, he was absolutely uh uncompromising. He was like, he was more punk rock than most punk people. um and he died, heart attack, in his studio, 61.
Sucks.
And really, a really, really good documentary about musician studio stuff is called Hired Gun,
Yeah.
and it's all about session musicians. It's fantastic.
There was the one with the session guys back in the day. They worked on Pet Sounds and all that. It was a pretty good documentary on them too.
Mm-hmm.
Wrecking Crew. I
Oh,
couldn't
I
remember
haven't
the
heard
name
of
of them.
Anyway, sucks.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's like I was friends with him, but I mean,
No,
man,
no,
oh man, oh man.
it's just too bad.
I listened to so many of I mean, everybody, like, if you wanted to own an album that like your mom would like be upset about, is like you owned Big Black, Songs About Fucking. So because she would see the cover of it, and we're like, what is this? And it wasn't, and it isn't profane or anything. It's just, it says Big Black, and then it says
Mm-hmm.
Songs About Fucking. And yeah, so there you go. And when I read that, I was like, fuck. He was also a really good poker player, like super good poker player, like owned World Series of Poker bracelets for winning things. So anyway, there you go. I mean, if anybody, like, I figured, yeah, if anybody was gonna know, it'd probably be Tony or Kabuki Kid. They both knew it was. Anyway, yeah, I'll agree with that. Big Black kind of paved the way for industrial music. In a lot of ways, it did. It was completely out there, and I was always amazed that like he basically made music that he didn't try to make it so people would like it. He just made it because he liked the way it sounded. I got initials.
You do?
I wrote them out.
Should we wait a little bit, see if anybody else joins?
We can. I mean, it's just so. I
Evan
mean,
might be on soon.
Barry and I were joking that Anthony probably has some initials list that because he's just counting on the fact that he's going to win, and then he's just going to have it. Oh, we can play another one right now.
No.
He's got 17 volumes.
I don't know.
written.
His camera's working this week. He might have been busy fixing it.
What are you eating there, Anthony?
I'm eating cinnamon toast crunch waffles.
Nice.
Ooh.
I never would have guessed that in a million years.
Well, neither would I.
They just
I
came
didn't even
out.
know such a thing existed.
They just came out. They're actually really
Oh.
good.
I started
There is
watching.
there's a cinnamon toast crunch cinnamon roll. Like you know, you can buy those rolls, like the roll of whatever, and then you open it up and you cut them and you put them on the thing and you throw them in the oven for like 10 minutes, whatever. There's a cinnamon toast crunch version of those. My wife had me pick those up for it. She made them this weekend. She said they were really good. Anyway, you were saying Aldi, go.
I just started watching Unfrosted.
I watched it.
It's
Dude.
it's mildly humorous. I thought I would
Mildly.
like it more when I saw the preview. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna love this. But I think all the jokes are in the trailer.
No, there's more.
There's more. I mean, there's some, but
No,
it's
there's
not like
more.
okay. Well, I'm about like halfway through it.
And
Did
he's
they not?
never
Did they
going
not
back.
spill all? Did they not show all the jokes? That I feel like they showed a lot of the good jokes though.
No, they didn't. There's some really,
Are you
really,
sure?
really,
Okay,
really
okay.
topical, funny stuff in there.
Okay. I do love that. I forget they're like talking about technology and they're like, that's crazy. Like bags coming out of steering wheels to like in a crash, you know, like they're just talking about like what like impossibilities. It's impossible. It's be like an airbag that would come out of your steering wheel. That's kind of made me laugh. Couple little things that hit my funny bone, but not like, oh, hilarious. It's just funny. Moderately funny.
I watched a comedy special.
And I do like the Quaker Oats guy.
Wilfred Brimley?
No, they've got a actor playing the cover of the Quaker Oats box.
Oh.
You know, that's the cylinder, the tube or whatever, the guy, the Quaker in outfit.
Forrest.
And it's quite humorous.
That's good. That's cool.
There's a Carvel character. The Jim Carvel is in it too.
Frank
Who's
Carvel.
that?
Frank
Tom
Carvel.
Carvel.
Frank, yeah.
Tom Carvel.
Tom
Chuck
Carvel.
Berry.
You know, I think I had that Schwinn bike, by the way. I feel like I had it. Anyway, I won't talk about it anymore. Since nobody else is.
So on Friday, we went to go see Straight No Chaser.
Oh, I like them a lot. How were they?
They were fantastic. My only gripe was that the sound system in it was the local community college theater, which sat like 100 people, maybe 150 people. Probably more than that. It's hard to tell. But it wasn't up. It could have been louder and more robust. But even so, it was really a great show. The cool thing about it was they ended their show. Like they did the encore, and then at the end of the encore, they pulled their, the in-ear monitors that they have.
Yeah.
So they pulled those out, and they just kind of gathered at the front of the stage and put their mics down, and they gathered in like a semicircle, and they're like, we'd like to end our shows the way we used to sing on campus. People would ask us to sing at like sororities and libraries and science buildings and sororities, and just as a joke, they said it a couple times. But it was that was like the perfect way to end the show. It was so great. Yeah.
Yeah, they're on my
see
list
them.
to see.
What's that, Scott?
I'd go see them.
Yeah.
Forrest.
Hey.
I mean, do you mind me asking a personal question? I know you're open book kind of thing or whatever, but do you mind me asking a personal question about something we discussed earlier today on via text and stuff?
Yeah, I don't care.
How's your wife feeling?
Fine. It was like an isolated incident type of thing. They ran some tests. No idea. So she's going to a fancy heart doctor tomorrow, actually, to
All right.
hopefully get some more answers. But she's had some heart issues before. Like her dad died from a heart issue, so it's a bit scary.
It is the number one killer in the United States, heart disease. So.
The number one cause of death.
No, her dad had like a super rare heart thing. He was like, yeah, like a not a high probability kind of thing.
Uh-oh.
And then with her, we don't know. Could be very well be that.
What is it? Sanford and Son. Dad, you gotta take better care of yourself. Heart disease is the number one killer of black men in the United States. Heart disease.
A friend of mine just replied to me saying, "American pint, British pint." It's true. 16 ounces, 20 ounces.
Point's a point, ain't it?
No.
All right. Well, we got 5 of you now. So
We've all 4 with Anthony.
yeah, the race to be take
We've got
place.
7. Anthony counts for 3.
Yes. So here we'll begin the race to take second, and Anthony, you'll be on the clock for making initials for next week. All right, I have 17. We have the arbiter of reality.
17 questions.
That was the same number as last year.
It's normally 16. So I mean,
No, it doesn't seem like that many.
I've been doing 17.
I did 17 or 18. Yeah.
Wow, that number just I agree with Scott. Doesn't feel like
It
that.
seemed like it was like 12. Like if you had asked me, I would have guessed 12.
yeah, I mean
By the way, Lance, I do have a dead tree version of a thing here. I got Jeff Engelstein's latest book. Have you heard this
Oh,
one?
I gotta get that. That looks cool.
Universe Explained with a Cookie.
Yeah, I gotta
It's
get
pretty
that.
good.
Did you see his post about that? Where he asked AI to summarize the book, and it was completely wrong.
Did he feed the whole contents of the book into the?
No. No.
I mean, how did it get the contents?
I don't know.
It probably didn't have the contents. It probably just made something up.
It did, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It lies all the time.
Yes, it does. Like technology and
All right. Does anybody have any guesses as to what the initials are?
RF.
QR. QX.
Well, one of you was close. It is-
DX.
well, actually, 2 of you were close. R S.
RS.
When you said RF, I was like, RS. I'm like, God, really? And then I realized you said F and not S. So, all right, here we go. Item number 1. Now, I've noticed a lot of you when you're doing these, you do not do
We
it
did
correctly.
3
You
of
just-
them.
you
What do
don't-
you mean
just-
a lot
you
of
just-
you?
You just jump right in. You don't say item number 1, item number 2. You don't say clue number 1, clue number 2. You just read them off. I'm gonna show you how somebody does it,
Show us how it's done.
and I will expect professionalism from you going forward.
Anthony.
Clue number 1 of the initials RS. A Boston native. Clue number 2. Related to Nagasaki. Clue number 3. Associated with leather goods. Clue number 4. Made it big on mail orders. Clue number 5. Used to offer a free battery a month membership.
Aldi.
Matt, I think it's Aldi, but it was very
heard
close. It was very close.
In my mind, it wasn't close at all.
Yeah, I heard you first.
All right,
Mark.
Aldi.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Aldi.
Radio Shack.
Radio Shack is correct.
I
So,
used to be part of the Battery of the Month Club.
there you go. And the final clue
I
was,
miss
although going
Radio
through
Shack.
bankruptcy several times, it is still in business. So,
One of the best things about Radio Shack is if you have like a battery that you use, like one of those special batteries that you use often, and it gets used quite. You have to buy new ones all the time. You can pay a little bit extra and just go replace them,
Oh,
and it's so cheap comparatively.
well, there
there's
you go.
there's a Radio Shack in Alaska.
Is there?
Nice.
I miss Radio Shack. I'm just getting parts from resistors.
I took a picture last
Capacitors.
time I was there.
So the company that bought them out, the first company that bought them out, was a leather goods manufacturer, and they wanted to expand their products, and that's why they associate with leather goods. Anyway.
Did I do that?
Weird.
All right. Item number 2. Number 1. Can have millions of sacks.
Lance, you're doing it wrong. You have to start it with "Here we go."
Shut up.
It's true.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Number 1. Can have millions.
Barry. Go ahead, Scott.
Aldi.
No, I defer.
Defer?
I'm going to try.
I'm gonna
Go,
get
Barry.
no.
Recluse spider.
What?
Number 2. Uses gas.
I believe that's a brown recluse spider, by the way, Barry.
Whatever. Spider's a spider. I don't like any of them.
What was number 2? What was number 2?
Gas.
Uses gas.
Gas. Number 3. Involves an organ.
Matt,
Go for
this is not right. Renal system.
it.
This is a pretty good guess, though.
I'm thinking something else.
I don't think
Number 4.
I don't think the renal system has gas.
Clue number 4. Amphibians use their skin.
Anthony.
Go for it.
Respiratory system.
Inventory system.
Respiratory system is correct.
You were on the ballpark there.
You were there. You
Wrong
were-
section, Matt. Close.
All right, here we go.
I'll tell you what my guess is later.
Item number 3.
My wrong guess.
What was your wrong guess? No,
I'm not gonna say it because it's a good one. It's a good
Item
one.
number 3. Item number 3.
Here we go.
Here we
Here
go.
we go. Is in the Hall of Fame.
Aldi.
Oh,
Go for it.
Roger Staubach.
was that it? That's your thing?
That was well. There we go. There's my guess from the last millions of sacks. Did make sense because he probably got sacked a few times, but not millions.
Clue number 2. Associated with Vikings. Clue number 3. Retired in the year 2000. Clue number 4. Is an atheist and an agnostic. Clue number 5. Associated with banshees.
Oh, fuck.
Final clue. Was a running back in the NFL and the lead singer of The Cure.
Force.
Anthony.
Forrest.
Robert Stone. Or not. Oh, God.
Anthony. Robert Smith.
Robert
God
Smith is
He was
correct.
in the NFL.
No,
There's 2 guys named Robert Smith.
Oh,
I'm
There's
just
two
wondering
thinking-
if you guys
I
named
was
Robert.
thinking Randall. I was thinking Randy. I was like, who the hell is RS?
See, he played for the Minnesota Vikings, and he was the guitarist for Susie and the Banshees. So, anyway, it's a little,
that was a deep cut.
Yeah, I was
it was
just
a
saying.
deep cut. It was a
Deep
deep
cut.
cut. I figured you'd get the Cure answer there, Aldi. I thought you'd listen to the
You had
Cure.
nothing to do with. I mean, those Hall of Fame made no sense. I mean, I guess it did make sense.
He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I know,
Yeah.
but you
Yeah.
you twisted it.
Yeah.
You twisted it.
That
All
one
right.
felt like you had to get it last one.
Clue number 4. Here we go. Item number 4. Here we go. Clue number 1. Wanted to be a priest.
Force.
Clue number 2.
Roger Staubach. Boom.
Is that you? Is that you guessing, Forrest?
Was it me?
He said
Yeah.
Forrest.
Yeah.
Eh.
Dang. I wanted
Number
it so
1
bad.
was wanted to be a priest. Clue number 2 was a star on soap operas.
Anthony.
Go for it.
Rick Springfield.
Eh.
Ooh,
He's in soap operas?
Yeah.
that is
General,
true.
General
I
Hospital.
believe he was.
Clue number 3 started an asylum.
Anthony.
You can't go again. Clue number 4 voiced a character on Rocco's Modern Life. Love that cartoon.
So good.
Yeah. Clue number 5 lives alone with 3 Dalmatians and 2 maids. Final clue. Contrary to rumors, he did an audio interview in 2024, not appearing on camera, to confirm he was still alive.
Barry.
Jimmy.
Barry, go.
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons is correct.
What?
Wait, what? Kabuki Kid got it on like the 3rd clue. I was impressed.
Oh, does he? The
All right.
Dalmatian one
There
threw
was
me
no
in.
gimme clue there.
I had it on the 3rd clue too, but I already buzzed on the
yeah.
6th.
Oh.
The soap opera. Yeah, I wasn't
He was
sure.
on
That was
General
not a-
Hospital.
I
He
don't.
played
That was
himself.
not the 5th clue or whatever was not a gimme clue.
All right.
No, it wasn't. I
Your
agree.
feedback
Oh.
has been heard and will be
Okay.
incorporated into.
You know
the
what?
next-
Lodge my criticism.
Lance is trying to make it more competitive for the moderator.
Yeah.
Lance.
What?
Next week, just let Aldi win so he can do it and see how.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's no chance I can win.
Item number 5. Though invented earlier, it was first commonly offered in 1985. Clue number 2. Can heat or cool. Clue number 3. Seen as an ecological hazard. Clue number 4. Was used by organized crime for safety. Clue number 5. The first word is sometimes auto.
Auto or auto?
You heard me.
He didn't.
It's
That's
rough.
Final clue. This system uses radio to start your car without you in
Anthony.
it. Anthony.
Remote starter.
Remote starter or start is acceptable. Yes, well done.
Wait. How did the Mafia use that?
Because in case somebody wired their car to blow up, they would do it from a distance.
Oh.
There is a famous case where there was a mob soldier that in Florida who would go out on his lawn and he'd use his remote to start his car, like far enough away, so every morning because he knew people were trying to kill him, and so instead they watched him do it every single morning. So they went into his car in the middle of the night. They set a basically remote for when his car turned on to blow up a bomb in his lawn where he would stand every single morning.
Ah!
They killed him. That's the way they killed him. What happened to
Wow.
Aldi? Where'd he go?
That's ingenuity.
Let's wait. We'll wait. We'll wait shortly for Aldi to come back.
Wait, no, Scott.
I'm sure something's going on.
I said, what am- Speaking of that hired guns there, Matt. Like I said, I was watching that Bon Jovi thing. I had no idea Richie Sambora left the group.
Oh yeah, a while ago.
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
no
it's
idea.
Phil X now.
To that
Yeah.
list you added, I would put in Resident Alien is good.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
couldn't remember the name of it. I'm making more. I'm doing a second list.
Yeah, Resident Alien is good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get season 3 on like Netflix or one of the 17 streaming things I have.
It's on Peacock.
No, season 1 and 2 are. Season 3 isn't on yet.
No, Peacock, all 3 of them. Me and Jen just finished it.
Oh, really?
Netflix has the 2 of them. Yeah.
Ah, well, me and Caleb we know we can watch it. So,
Whoops. I keep going.
come on, Aldi, where'd you go?
Battlestar's out on Prime. I saw
What?
that today. Battlestar Galactica is out on Prime.
Yeah, I saw that. All 6 seasons.
I might rewatch it. I don't know. I didn't see if they had like them mini series, I guess, or movies, whatever the hell the what was it called? The Pegasus and whatnot. But maybe I'll rewatch it.
We watched the new Ninja Turtles, the one that has Seth Rogen's fingerprints all over it.
Is it good?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's great. It is. They get it. It's so like I was thoroughly impressed. Like the art's spectacular, the voice acting's great. Like I really enjoyed the story. Like my whole family really liked it.
I saw an interview with Alan Ritchson about on Collider about how horribly they were treated on the movies that they did, the TMNT movies.
Uh-huh.
Like they were forced to work grueling hours, barely fed, had to arrange their own transportation at like ungodly hours, and all this stuff. And it was just he was like, I would never take that job again.
Why?
What's that?
I wonder why they're treated him so poorly.
I don't know. I mean, like apparently all the actors were all the 4 Ninja Turtles were getting treated poorly, and they had to wear these huge mocap things.
Yeah, I've heard about that. How much that sucked.
Oh, right. Well, my RPG lovers out there, Gary Con sold this, The Lost Tomb of Doom. It was.
Did you go?
No, and I had a buddy who went there for me, but he finally sent me. This is now going to be, unless there's something that is going to be published posthumously, but this is the last adventure by Jim Ward.
Cool.
Makes me sad. So, but I got it. So,
You should. Is that a first edition or a?
well, it's just I mean, he wrote this for Gary Con. It was just.
Oh, okay.
And so it was just, but it was the last thing technically, I mean, theoretically, the last thing that has been published by him. I haven't even read it yet. It might be horrible for all I know, but, I was just kind of like, I saw somebody was off, the guy, one of the people that, well, actually, I'm sorry, it wasn't Gary Con, it was Dave Con is what it was called, but that it was written for. And he was just like, well, I have extras of these, so if you want to buy one, it was like $20 plus shipping or something. So he didn't gouge people for it. So I was like, I'll get one. But what happened to all did his computer shut down or something?
Maybe the missus called him.
Message Aldi on Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
I have his phone number, but it's mistake. Yeah, I did flip my hair when I said that. Just
Did you?
Hold on. Now you gotta.
Now you got to bug him.
No, I just I want him to
Oh, before I can forget, I have a question for Kabuki. Kabuki, I have Epiphone's P90s on mine. If I put covers on them, what would that do? Would it just dense the sound for it, or would it? I'm curious what covers would do over the P90s pickups.
Over the pickups?
Yeah.
Like what? Like plastic covers?
No, they'd be metal, probably brass, but I'm curious because I'm having issues with like I had to blow out my guitar and the amp, the pots on them because I'm getting static. So I'm curious, like if I put covers on it, would it prevent most of the dust coming on? But I don't know what it would do with the sound.
Speaking of, is it do you have an SG? Is that what it is?
It's a Les Paul.
Is it what's the body? Anyway, the Stone Temple Pilots song? It starts like I am
Yeah.
smelling. Do you know how they did that effect? They had a guitar strapped up and he was singing into the pickups.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's how they made it sound like that.
Said he had to take a phone call. He'll be back shortly. So
Uh,
we'll just wait.
yeah, we'll wait.
All right, since we're waiting, I'll be right back.
I am smelling like we did some karaoke on the couch on Saturday night. It was pretty awesome.
Oh,
Is
did
that
he?
what you're calling it now?
We were inspired after seeing Straight No Chaser on Friday night. I don't sing very many songs very well, but Giselle and I do a pretty mean Gaga Tony Bennett duet.
I I had a uh needlessly stupid argument to get into on the intrawebs of trying to explain to somebody where like they it's on like a Minnesota Twins Facebook group type of thing, so people post things or whatever.
Mhm.
And somebody posted a thing that was um kind of like showing one of the like baseball players, the Twins, like they're from like Korea or something. I forget what it was, Korea or Japan, can't remember. But they showed some video, and like one of the people had a mask on, and somebody posted, he's like, "Holy cow, how old is this? They're wearing masks." And then like I had to politely say, "Well, actually, in Japan, like
The
you."
commonplace.
Yeah, you if you even feel even slightly sick, you go to you basically the only time you don't go to work is if you're in the hospital. And if you go to work and you're sick, you wear a mask because you don't want to get everybody else at your place sick.
Mhm.
It's like then it was like, oh well, that wearing a mask doesn't help at all. Okay. Just like there's still some of you left up there. I see.
Yeah.
Just,
They've been
okay.
lying to Lance. That's all they'll remember. But no, we still when it's on the trains, we did that. You get sick, you wear a mask. You'd come in with death on you, but I went in with walking pneumonia, people, bronchitis, shit like that.
Mhm.
I got the walking pneumonia and the boogie woogie blues.
Oh yeah, it wasn't fun, huh? But it wasn't really bluey. It was just walking pneumonia every year.
Every damn year.
It would every summer. It would be something with that. It's just because the shop was like 100 degrees during the summer, and then you go inside the trains and they got the air conditioning on, so you're constantly drenched and then going into the air conditioning, and took out a lot of us guys. Them summer colds.
So the big music festival here in the summertime is called Blues Fest.
Hmm.
Used to be all about blues, but now it's like Motley Crue's coming and fucking
Really?
50 Cent, and so it's like it's no longer about blues, but um it's like a 10-day, it's like a
What? 10
Friday to
days.
Sunday. What's that?
That's 10 days.
Yeah, it's
That's
not.
awesome.
And like a festival pass is like $400 or $500. And but instead of going to that, we're thinking about going to Nostalgia Fest, which is a little bit later, but it's basically all cover bands. Um and it's in the same park. And I don't know, my friends of mine say that it's really good and really fun. And for a VIP pass, which gives you your private bar, your own porta potty bank of porta potties that you can go to. You don't have to wait in line, and a bunch of other things. The whole 5 days is like $300
That ain't bad at all.
or 150 for a regular pass.
That's what I paid for one seat at a Guns N' Roses concert, and they weren't good seats.
Yeah, I'm really stingy when it comes to live shows now.
Mhm.
I was all jazzed to go see
Jazz.
no
Oh,
bluegrass actually.
Oh, yeah?
This band called Devil Makes Three. It's
Hmm.
kind of newgrass they call it because it's like new
Yeah.
bluegrass, newfangled bluegrass. And but then I found out it was the lead singer only. I'm like, but then I found out I was still on the fence of going. And then I found out that it was the lead singer, but he was playing with like a punk band.
Oh,
And I'm like, okay, this
look at my side project.
has taken a left turn now. I no longer wish to go to this show, so which is sad because I would have loved to go see that if it was them, the whole band. They're really good.
We were talking about going to see the Outlaws of Country with there's a Waylon Jennings kid, Willie Nelson. There's a bunch of them just going around. Me and my brother, but
well,
something with
looky
the
here.
timing.
Evan gets to. We're waiting for Aldi to restart playing Initials, so you haven't missed
Oh,
it.
sweet.
Did you make some this week, Kevin?
No, just the one.
Half of one.
Just the half of one.
I'm gonna make one, and it's gonna be completely centered around television and movies.
Okay, that'll be cool. What are the initials?
Today, RS
The secret.
Romeo Sierra.
Robert Stone of the Minnesota Vikings.
Correct.
Robert Smith. Damn it. I just said it again.
I thought you were being funny.
No,
I thought you were being funny too.
No, I got a
Hey,
wrestler in my
where's
mind
my
that said Robert
Kickstarter
Smith.
critique for us that I requested that you promised me on Friday?
Like I said in our text exchange, my mind was not exactly in the right place, so I totally
Were you
spaced
drunk?
on it. No. My wife ended up going to the hospital for some
Oh, that,
heart
right.
stuff. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Yeah, as per
As per our
my
previous
text
agreement.
message.
Oh, Evan, I'm talking to Christopher next week.
Chris who?
Liuzu.
Oh, really nice. About the game I'm working on?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Good. I'm glad he reached out to you.
Yeah. It might be a while before we can work on it, but I'm
Oh,
not
that's
sure.
okay. I think we have time.
I'm not sure what his schedule
We
is.
have time, but we need help.
More than he can offer.
I
Oh,
had to
that's
send an email out yesterday, apologizing to somebody for like completely spacing on them, and it was one of those emails that like had lines like "I'm sure you've moved on by now" and stuff like that in it. I'm like,
Right.
oh,
But if you
You know,
still need, yeah.
no, I didn't even say that because we can't do it if even if they
Right.
do need like
Oh, right. You're like,
we
I'm
are
so, yeah.
we're right to here right now.
That's a good problem, man.
It is, but I mean,
Good
like
problem.
honestly, and it's so hard to say no to clients that are always that give us a lot of work.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if we say no to them, I'd rather say no than yes and not be able to do it.
Right. I mean, that's right. Exactly. Or
Because then it
maybe-
happens then another one of those. I'm sure you've moved on by now.
Right. Yeah, that's tough. But just being aware of it and being on top of it's good.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. Or hire 87 more people and take on all the work.
Well, the problem with that is I don't have anybody like I'm still the
you
one
lose oversight
singular
at a certain
point
point.
of
Yeah.
of checking not contact because like
Quality control.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
way to put it.
Yeah.
So I am tapped completely for that
Yeah.
right now. But we'll see.
Hey, thanks again for hooking me up with Ryan. Like it's the project is moving along and he's excellent to work with.
Oh, he's super talented. He is He is. I mean, the guy is so multi-talented. It's crazy. Like the 3D shit he does is insane.
Yeah, I mean, we spent a lot of time talking about how much you annoy us, but it's
Yeah, well,
we've been bonding.
Sounds
I'm just happy to be in your thoughts.
Yeah, I know. Is anybody
He
else going to
wasn't there.
Origins?
No.
Forrest, you
I'll
going to
be
Origins?
there. Oh yeah, I'll be there.
I'll be.
Does your company have a booth or no?
Nah, I'm gonna be mostly just trying to get leads, talking to people in the first exposure playtest hall and whatever. People set up meetings and stuff, but no, mostly just free roaming.
Are you still happy with your arrangement with this company?
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I pivoted to a different role and I feel like I'm doing pretty good at the role. And if I can ever get my freaking passport back, I'm gonna be, going
But-
9,000 miles away. So super excited about that.
But you're completely on your own now, though, right?
No. They ended up reeling me back in, so I'm still just a regular paid
Oh.
employee, but I have a different role that I was doing before that's hopefully going to pivot into the Kickstarter stuff once everything settles down.
Don't take this the wrong way, Forrest, but I'm really happy to hear that.
I get it, man. Like, I am too. Trust me, I am too. Because at the end
So
of the day,
who else is still an employee with them besides you?
we got an art guy, we got let's see, Brian Lynn, Pablo, 3, and Jeffrey. So we got 4. So 3 people who were doing my old job, 1 guy who's doing half my old job, and then like half in the factory, because he's in China. We have 2 sourcing managers now who are people who reach out to all the different factories to get like specific components, like, oh, we need, this oddly shaped plastic. They're looking for 12 of these in their game. Like, so we have 2 people who do that, but they also do everything when it comes to like shipping and logistics and sending bills. We have everybody who works on the floor, obviously, and I don't know how many people work on the factory floor.
And 30 screaming Malaysians.
No, those are those. And then let's see, anybody else?
So Jeff's back working for him then? He's not contracted employee anymore?
No, that's a different Jeff. It's a different Jeff. And then I feel like there's one more person. Oh yeah, then Jez, who, oh my god, Jez is amazing.
Who?
Jez was doing the same job I was doing, and then she got promoted to the what the heck was it? It's a fancy C, 3-letter C thing.
C-level.
CFO.
I don't know.
CFO, CTO,
But essentially, she's going to be hopefully
COO.
she's in the gradual process of like running everything, like
COO, probably.
yeah, not like making the huge
Yeah.
decisions, but like the day-to-days. And she is
Chief Operating Officer.
she's fantastic at her job. And I thought that before I went through all of her emails, looking at all the customers, but after going through all the customers
Just
and all
digging through her emails.
no, it's my
You
job.
You
I'm
dirty
literally
little
I'm going
dirt
through
seeker.
every single lead we've ever had with the company and pruning all the ones that just clog up the system. Like when you type in Jeff and there's 6 Jeffs and like 5 of them didn't make a game with us. Those they're not even talking to us anymore. We don't need those 5 clogging up the system.
Get out of here,
just
Jeff.
Because
Right.
sometimes people don't reach out to us with their full name. So it's like, it's just little stuff like that. But she's amazing. Oh my God. She's fantastic at her job.
All right, here we go. Picking up on initials.
Here we go.
Did I miss any of them?
Nope, we waited.
Nope,
Oh,
we waited.
thank you.
Just
You're
for
welcome.
you, Scott.
Thanks.
So
I feel special.
Evan and
Well,
Forrest, for
you
that
are.
matter. Oh, well, Forrest's been here the whole time. Evan, these are the ones that I've already gone through, so you
I
won't be
just
using
suck.
these.
Okay.
Radio
That was just
Shack,
good.
Respiratory System,
Okay.
Robert Smith,
And rectal seepage.
yeah,
Right.
Richard Simmons, and Remote Start.
Oh, I
Have
missed that
all been used
Remote start.
for like cars.
Never would have got that.
Yeah.
Well,
Heavily
let me.
used.
How about if this is your gimme? This is a system that uses a radio to start your car without you in it.
Maybe.
And the previous clue was the
We
first
don't have that
word
here.
is sometimes auto.
It's only for cold climate
Yeah,
States.
as the clone
Yeah.
time.
It's used.
Oh, they're
It's used for
amazing.
heating or cooling. To start your air conditioner.
Yeah, if you're rich, who's setting up the air conditioner?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Maybe-
Item number 6 of RS. Clue number 1. Associates with serial killers. Clue number 2. Associates with the Yakuza. Yakuza. Clue number 3. Associates with duelists. Clue number 4. Associates with aliens. Clue number 5.
Anthony.
Go for it.
Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott
Nice.
is correct.
Yeah.
This is the giveaway, Scott. The giveaway was Academy Award winning director and producer.
There you go.
I wasn't thinking of a director. I was thinking of an actor.
And clue number 5 was associated with Napoleon.
Also known as Great
Anybody seen that?
Scott.
I watched it. It is a snooze fest.
Yeah.
It is what?
Wasn't good.
Yeah, it was a
Oh, bummer.
snooze fest.
Really?
That sucks.
It's
I
3 hours.
had to stop watching it and watch the rest of it the next day. I was just like, it
Yeah.
sucks.
Which one?
Oppenheimer, it is not.
Napoleon. It's just ugh. Anyway, here you go.
Yep.
Item number 7. Number 1 is a 1964 novel by Gregory MacDonald.
Good Googling there.
Number 2 is a 1972 film starring Robert Powell. Number 3 is a 1980 film starring Judge Reinhold. Number 4 is a 1986 buddy cop film starring Gregory Hines and Billy Crystal.
Anthony.
Ooh.
Go
We gotta go to the tape. We gotta go to the tape.
That was close.
I think Anthony was second.
Yeah, I think he was too, but we
Yeah,
gotta
it's-
go to the tape.
I
It's
think
too
I
close,
got it.
though.
Yeah.
We gotta go to the tape.
I
Hold
don't think
on.
we got it.
Kabuki, go to the tape.
I think you got this one, Scott, but I'm not sure.
The official
I think it's Aldi as
Never
well, but I
commented
mean,
Scott's
man, it
Deuteronomy.
is.
You missed
That is close. Oh my gosh, KK says Anthony won.
No, there you go.
Oh,
Running Scared.
Running Scared.
Oh,
2006
Rob,
film.
Scott, Rob.
Go to Deuteronomy.
2006 film starring Paul Walker.
Oh
And
no!
the final clue was
He
a
didn't know the answer. It was
1961
Ipswich
hit
playing.
song by Roy Orbison. She said he was very close.
I'm trying to think of something other than Fletch that that guy wrote.
All right, here we go.
Let's do.
Number
All those other movies were just
all called Running Scared.
Was it the same storyline or no?
No.
No, it's just a common name to use. All right, here we go. Item number 8. Still anybody's game.
Dude,
Number
just
1
for a second.
is in the Hall of Fame. Clue number 2 was a hurricane.
Anthony.
Anthony, go for it.
Randy Savage.
Oh,
I thought for sure you had it on that one. I was going to be so impressed if you got it with that. All right, here we go. Clue number 3. Ranked the 5th best of all time.
Evan.
Go for it.
Rolling Stones.
Clue number 4.
I know who it is.
A vegetarian, though they are allergic to garlic and onions. Clue number 5. Peritonitis nearly killed him. Final clue. Has only
Aldi.
six. Aldi, go.
Roger Staubach.
And
Here's the thing. I don't know it, so I might as well guess what I thought it was.
you
Polly
will have to
Hart.
give the rest of this clue.
Yeah, go for it.
Has only 6 writing credits with the Beatles.
Matt.
Barry.
Matt, go.
There you go. There you
I
go.
probably could have got it.
Ringo
Could've waited.
Starr is correct.
Dang.
Ringo
Ah,
Starr.
stupid sports.
I was
Dang.
stuck on Hurricanes for Florida Hurricanes.
The
Yeah,
band
I
he
was-
was in
yeah,
before he was in the
that's where I
Beatles
was
were
too.
called
Yeah.
the Hurricanes.
Rory and the
Yeah.
Hurricanes, yes.
Yeah, right, the Hurricanes. So he
Yeah.
was
Misdirection
one of the
there.
Hurricanes.
Yeah,
Yeah, and there's a NHL team called the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
really.
It's tricky. It's tricky.
Yeah, you threw me off its scent completely there.
Yeah, there you go. All right, here we go. Item number 9. Number 1. Sergei Korolev is 1. Number 2. Konrad Dannenberg is 1. Clue number 3. Gene Kranz is
Barry.
1. Barry, go.
Russian spy.
And
Yeah.
Not bad. That's a good guess.
that's a really good guess.
Great guess.
Clue number 4.
I thank you, but it was wrong.
Robert Goddard is 1.
Ah, fucker.
Evan,
Evan, go.
a roller skater.
Oh.
Clue number 5. Werner von Braun is supposedly the first one of these.
Anthony,
Go for it.
Russian scientist.
And
Hmm.
final clue. All of these people were famous for being experts and pioneers in the study of jet propulsion.
Matt.
Oh.
Son of
Duh.
Rocket
Duh.
scientist.
Rocket scientists.
Duh.
And half of them were Russian spies.
The reason why I knew Werner von Braun, what's that? Is it
Werner.
the series
Apollo
where the
program.
Russians go to the moon first? What's that called?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sputnik?
Race
No.
for
he was the
space.
character in that.
Space race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we give Barry half a point for how great that guess was, though?
Sure. We'll give Barry half a point. All right. Item number 10. Still anybody's game. Clue number 1 is mentioned several times in the Bible.
Horse.
No.
Roger
Roger
Staubach.
Staubach.
It's correct. No, it's not correct. It is not correct. Clue number 2 is used in lotteries.
Matt.
Go for it.
Random selection.
There you go, man.
Oh,
Well done.
Yeah.
Well
I was
done.
getting
There
there.
you go.
Yeah.
In the Bible, huh?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's in the Bible.
I didn't know they had lottery tickets back then.
Ah. Item number 11. Clue number 1 can be found worldwide.
Roger Staubach.
Clue number 2. However, the largest deposits are found in the US and Canada. Clue number 3. In fact, there is a mine underneath Lake Huron that produces 7 million tons of this a year.
Barry.
Go for it.
Rock salt.
Rock salt
Hmm.
is correct.
Not
Amazing,
raw
Ben.
sewage. All right.
Yeah.
Get
Number 5
your rock
was it is
salt,
used in
get
it
your
is used in
rock
curing
salt.
food, explosives, agriculture, and as a safety device. It is most commonly used to alter the taste of food that has been prepared for eating. The scientific name is halite.
Wait, was that clue after the?
No, that was
Oh, I was just saying that.
that was just some interesting factoids.
That was just Lance unnecessarily flexing.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's really easy when you Google it. You can learn a lot. And then I can, it's like on. Well, I always thought. I mean, and may he rest in peace. But whenever Alex Trebek would be like, they'd be like, what is Lake Tanganyika? Ooh, sorry, that's Lake Malawi. You know, just like he knew. Just I always hated that tone. All right, here we go. Number 12. Clue number 1 is 64 years old.
Horse. Oh,
Go.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yes, you are.
4, 3, 2.
Rolling Stone.
Eh.
Damn it. Too young.
Clue number 2 has worked hand in hand with Bob Odenkirk, Al Franken, and Conan O'Brien. Clue number 3 is known for impersonating Alan Dershowitz and Woody Allen. Clue number 4 once got William Shatner to tell a bunch of Trekkies to get a life.
Oh shit!
Matt,
Go for it.
Rob Schneider.
Clue number 5. However, he is now perhaps most famously known as a puppeteer. Final clue. While he has voiced several cartoon characters, he is best known as the creator and the voice of Triumph the Insult Comic Dog.
Oh my god! What the frick is
5,
this guy's name?
4, 3,
Oh, Anthony.
2. Anthony, go.
Robert Schmiegel.
That is correct. Robert
Schmiegel.
Schmiegel.
That's it. Schmiegel.
No idea who that is.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Anthony
he's
Triumph
kinda,
Dog,
I'm a big
you know?
fan of his. So
I know who
he's
Triumph
actually the
is.
one that like made me want to do RS because I'm a big fan of Robert Spiegel. He did a ton of like that Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend podcast. He did a ton of episodes of that and like just talking about like how he got to start writing comedy and like how tough it was to break in and like Al Franken actually saw him do stand up and got him hired as a writer on SNL. That's how he got started. Now we gotta wait for Matthew. We got we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. 5 left.
I've left.
What book is that? Stereo Instructions? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, is that the Jeff Finkelstein one?
yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh.
Ow!
Oh. Oh. Oh, remind me when we're done initials about the Asmodee thing I want to discuss.
Oh, sure.
We got to talk about Kickstarter too.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, the cancel.
Here,
thing?
let me
Oh wait, what's up?
here,
with
I want to show you
Kickstarter?
the pictures of the berm. Let me show you the pictures of the stuff in the
Picture of the
boulevard.
berm.
Sorry. This was outside somebody's house.
Picture the bird in a colorful way.
Will people pick that up?
People will pick through it for the metal.
No, like will the city pick it up?
Yeah, we're having a cleanup week. So
Oh.
I don't know if they'll pick up these cinder blocks. They usually won't pick
Wow.
up cinder blocks, but
I feel like some gardener will snatch those up though.
that is
Incredible.
so much stuff.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised this city would pick up half of that.
That's
Good for
incredible.
them.
What?
There's a lot of
Good for
construction shit in there. Yeah.
Wow.
How
Yeah.
good does that have to feel?
It feels
You
like
get rid of all that
there's
stuff.
more space
Oh, yeah.
there than what was in the house.
Got to
It
be
feels like
liberating.
somebody just bought that house.
Well, I
Isn't
think
flipping
somebody
it.
bought it, yeah.
You know?
Well, I like to imagine someone finally just got rid of their
Right.
hoarding
Getting rid of
tendencies
their
and just
crap. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm finally free.
I don't want to think about someone just flipping and
And it's
raising
time
the
to
value.
say-
All right, here we go.
Okay.
This is
Here
the
we
Baker's
go.
Dozen item. Clue number 1. Started in 2010. Clue number 2. Had 8 seasons and 244 episodes. Clue number 3. Released 1 movie. Clue number 4. Starred Mark Hamill, David Ogden Stiers, and Stephen Bloom. Clue number 5. Is animated. Final clue. Follows the antics of best friends Rigby and Mordecai. A
Matt?
raccoon.
No. Never mind.
Matt, go. 5, 14. Aldi, you still want to ring in?
No.
Okay. Follows the antics of best friends
Forrest.
Rigby. Go for it, Forrest.
Regular show.
Regular show.
On the
is
board.
correct.
Never heard of it.
Oh, it's so good.
Pretty good.
Like literally, it's like long term. It's like 11-minute episodes, but it does long term storytelling. They reference stuff for like in previous seasons.
Very funny.
Yeah, like a raccoon, a blue jay. Their boss is a gumball machine. There's a yeti that they work with. They work with a green-skinned obese kid and a high five ghost. A ghost that has a hand on top of his head that high fives everybody. Just it sounds ridiculous, but it is so good. Anyway, my daughter and I used to watch it all the time. All right, we got 4 left. Anthony has not sewn it up. Both Barry and Matt can overtake him. So here we go.
Good luck,
Clue
man.
number 1. Born in New York City.
I have one on the tip of my tongue.
Clue
So do
number 2
I.
is 56 years old. Clue number 3 has been accused of glamorizing terrorism.
Not who I was thinking.
Clue number 4 spent $1 million for a hologram. Clue number 5 is famous for the lists it creates. Final clue. According to the song, if you make it on the cover, Matt, go.
Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stone is correct.
Only was guessed 20 times before.
Yeah.
Nobody saw it.
Cover of the Rolling Stone, Rolling Stone.
Written by
When they had an accused, they did an interview with an accused terrorist and let him basically gave him a voice to and then made him sound like he was the
Yeah, the
victim.
terrorist thing threw me off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Number 15. Number 1. Poland has won. Number 2. Canada has 2. Number 3. Liberia has 6. Clue number 4. The United States has 7. Clue number 5. However, the U.S. Coast Guard has 14. Final clue. This is also synonymous with the name of a really good Jamaican beer.
Aldi.
Matt.
Aldi.
Red Stripe.
Red Stripe is correct. Very good. The flags. Poland has 1 red stripe. Canada has 2 red stripes. So on and so forth. So, I was really proud of that one. I thought that was clever.
That was good.
I felt.
I wouldn't call Red Stripe really good though.
You know what? If you're ever in Jamaica, you drink it like fresh.
Yeah, I mean If
It's
there's
still
nothing else
good.
to drink, yeah, it'll work.
I still like.
You got to go to Jamaica to enjoy it, Scott. What the hell?
Yeah, you gotta
And
go
I
to
think I've only
Jamaica,
enjoyed
where
Red
it's
Stripe in
fresh.
Jamaica.
All right, here we
The only
go.
place.
Item number 16. Clue number 1 was known as an angry young man.
LM is not the initials.
Yeah, it's going to go BJ.
Clue number 2 was the editor of their high school newspaper. Clue number 3 was a championship ping pong player.
Aldi,
Evan.
Aldi, go.
Rick Springfield.
Evan, do you want to ring in?
Yeah, Evan. I'm gonna go Red Skelton.
That's
Good
the duct tape
guess.
guy, right?
No,
No.
No, he's a comedian.
that's
He's
Red
a-
Green.
Red
Very
Green.
old comedian.
Okay,
Yeah.
different
Clue number
dudes.
4 served in the Pacific Theater during World War II, earning the Bronze Star and Purple Heart.
Forrest.
Go.
Roger Staubach.
That is wrong. It is
Damn.
still wrong. It is wrong.
You should just
Wrong.
I thought maybe he was in the war before he played football. You know, that was a big thing back in the day.
Hey, the Dungeon Minister's here. That guy has one of the best YouTube channels out there.
Can I guess?
No, just hold. You want to ring in, Anthony?
I want to ring in.
Okay, go ahead.
Rod Serling.
Rod Serling is correct,
Wow.
Anthony. Well done. After the war, he worked as a writer, radio producer, and teacher. However, we all know him as the host of the Twilight Zone.
How could you get that from? I guess you did get it from all the other clues.
So hey, so if you Google Dungeon Minister on the old YouTubes, he does a ton of like crafting stuff for D&D, which I follow his crafting things to make stuff for my own D&D games. But also he does some of the best recaps of the game that he plays with his family, and they're fantastic. So thanks for tuning in.
Fantastic.
This is the initials, Dungeon Minister. It's everything has the same initials. We're on sadly we're on like the last clue here. So, but here we go. Final one. Clue number 1.
Forrest, do it.
Clue number 1 is in the Hall of Fame.
Forrest.
Anthony.
Forrest, go.
Roger Staubach.
And
Damn it.
you still want to
Anthony.
ring in, Anthony?
Yes.
Go.
Randy Savage.
God damn you! I didn't get to know my Randy Savage TV.
Yeah, they should have known there'd be a Randy Savage.
Yeah,
there.
so played number 2 played for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Randy
Number
Savage.
3 in the minor leagues after hurting his right shoulder at a collision
Learned
at
to
home
throw
plate.
left-handed.
Taught himself how to
Yes.
throw left-handed.
Randy Savage.
Number 4 was nicknamed the Spider. That was his first name. That when he wrestled, he was called the Spider. And then these are all. If Anthony wasn't here, this would have been clever because I said number 5 won several championships. Everything steers towards baseball. It just steers towards baseball. And then the final clue is all of his championships came as professional and are better known as the Macho Man. So, thanks for ruining it, Anthony.
Sorry.
Anthony.
Hey, be less predictable.
Yes.
You just know he's my favorite wrestler. So, I mean, yeah. Anyway.
As soon as you said RS, I'm like, okay, it's Randy Savage is coming somewhere.
Yeah.
I said it earlier when you said in the Hall of
I
Fame.
did say it.
And the Hurricane.
Hogan. There won't be anything left of you but a little stain on the man.
Okay, now we have to do 5 minutes of complaining about who wasn't included.
Yeah.
Roger Staubach. Come on.
Roger
man.
Staubach.
Roger
wasn't
Staubach.
included.
Lance,
One on his
Stewart.
grave.
Rod
No,
Stewart.
This is funny. Before, when you gave the clue about born in New York
Yeah.
and 64 years old, I really thought I was going to say Russell Simmons.
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I actually just went and looked, and Russell Simmons is 64 years old.
Is he really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thought he was like my age.
Red
Is
Sonja.
he still hiding out in France?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, he ran away from some stuff.
But yeah, so all right,
Oh, he's
well, good job.
66. Okay.
66.
Now, Anthony, you got to make it for next week.
All right.
That's
problem.
no surprise. We said that at the beginning of the
Well, I
game.
know. I mean, I was like, maybe we should say whoever comes in second.
I'll get
make
you
it for
guys
next
started.
week.
The first clue for everything next week of they're in the Hall of Fame.
I know. I was like,
In the
right?
Hall of
I was like,
Fame.
every single time I
Please
had this as
don't.
the first clue, I was just giggling. I was like, they're in the Hall of Fame.
They're known worldwide.
Yes.
Anyway.
Anyway. Anywho,
Inappropriate.
as they say. So so the Kickstarter, that Wonders of the First, whatever. It looks
Yeah.
like they're gonna. Did you notice how quickly, like they were trying so hard to be like, hey, we're doing this and we're doing this and we're doing this and we're doing this and it's gonna be a game, it's gonna be a game, it's gonna be a game. And as soon as Kickstarter said you either need to remove all the NFT stuff or you're out of here, they went straight into crypto, bro. Like you know, it's like they're trying to shut us down. They can't handle us. You know, they
What are you talking about? What game?
Yeah.
the whole conversation, the way they talk about it, it was had just completely changed to you know, like they're gonna have to boot us. We're not gonna change. We're not gonna leave or whatever. They're gonna have to boot us themselves. That kind of thing. And then
It's
if you
just
go
an
into like
$8,000 cart
the
game.
comment section is just a complete crap fest of people like just.
They had negative sales today and yesterday.
Who is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Well, did all the money people pull out?
Probably.
Well, I think it was like they lost $68 today, and then yesterday was a couple of thousand.
That's nothing. The 1.4 million, I think. Right?
Well, yeah, but here's the deal: like, how tough is how crazy is it that like they were still going to get like 5% of whatever, and they were like, no, there's enough bad for us to allow you on here. We're just gonna ditch you. See you later. Yeah.
So I didn't really look into it that closely. I know, but I know the arts were NFTs. But how did the NFT part play into the card part?
Well, the whole thing is that like if you bought in at the highest level, you were getting basically. I don't think they said NFT per se, but they were basically saying something along the lines of these are one of a kind. You will own the only one kind of things going on.
Yeah.
Oh, was that what it was?
Yeah,
I didn't get that. I thought the no reprinting was the.
Well, yeah, but at the highest level, you were getting like some sort of digital. I'd have to go look. I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, it was
Well-
absolutely going to be like they. And then you showed me that website where it was like,
Well, they
oh,
they had NFTs from 2022, I think.
So yeah, and it's just evolved into, yeah. I think I can't. If you search for it, you can't even find it. If you type
it's
in
there.
Wonders of the First,
Oh, you can't. Yeah, it won't search, but you can find it.
Was it canceled today?
No, they basically said they're not going to. You can't. They're not going to take it off themselves. They were basically. Kickstarter is going to have to remove us themselves. You know, that kind of thing. But if you type in the search, funding canceled.
Yeah, it's canceled.
Funding of the project was canceled by the project creator on May 8th, 2024. That's weird because they said they weren't going to cancel it themselves. They were,
Here's the weird thing. Like, I guess I didn't understand the connection to NFTs. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not trying to play devil's advocate. I just didn't understand. I know they had NFT artwork.
Yeah.
Used artwork. Anyway, I don't know. It
And
just
then
seemed like the
everything
connection-
is.
I mean, there's been trading card games before on Kickstarter. It has nothing to do with that, right?
And all of their spin is using the same things over and over again, like oh, we're it's like many people believe our game has no right to exist. It's just like, well, no.
I looked at the game
Apparently it
demo,
doesn't.
and I couldn't really even understand how it worked.
Go make it a
Unless
game.
it wasn't real, Scott.
Because the game designer is a real designer. Like, he's a legit designer.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they went up to him and said, "Look, I mean, we'll pay you money. Give us, and by being in here, you can legitimize what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah, you probably had no idea what was going on. Maybe he did. Who knows?
Maybe it was the connection to the artwork. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't really read the whole statement by Kickstarter. Although it was probably Kickstarter probably didn't make a statement. They probably just gave him a notice, a takedown notice or whatever. Anyway,
Hey,
So yeah.
1.4 million is still a lot of money.
Oh.
Well, but
that's
like
like
600
like
grand
money.
of it was like
Is that
the
50
people
grand?
buying the super
More than 50 grand
huge.
to Kickstarter. What's up?
Like 600 grand of it or whatever was, from
Early backers. Yeah, the first backers.
Yeah, well, no, the people paying 4 grand or 8 grand for a card game, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's completely NFTs. I just posted a link to an article.
yeah.
The guy actually says, like, the creator was like, "Yeah, this is the 10,000 NFTs that we're releasing."
Right.
Yep.
Coming in 23.
But they're printing physical copies of it. Were they
Yeah,
not
but I
doing
think
that?
you got that NFT or whatever for being part of it. And the whole idea is that, this whole proof of stake thing. Yeah, but I mean, whatever. See you later.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't
hit the
even
bricks.
care to understand it.
Yeah.
By the way, they did advertise with us.
Hmm.
Just full disclosure.
There you go.
PFP style NTF. What's a PFP style NTF?
Don't know.
Pay for product, maybe?
Okay.
Pay for proof.
Pay for proof?
Yeah, I don't.
Well, I'm glad I got shut down because we don't need that crap.
Alright.
And just in the or whatever, so it's just like everybody's just like
Profile picture.
Okay.
Profile picture NFT.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to bed, everybody. Good night.
See you, Matthew.
Good night,
Ah.
Matthew.
Good job on the initials, Lance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it was
buddy. I appreciate that. I try to put some effort into it. Do a little class.
Oh, you're saying that I didn't?
No, listen, let's not
Subtext.
play that game, man.
I know I didn't.
good. Gone.
I'm just saying your list was excellent. I'm just saying that your presentation needs to be improved. Is all.
Excuse me.
No,
Follows a process. You know how it is.
you know.
BGDCon in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. You
coming.
excited, Scott?
BGG Spring.
Nobody's coming.
BGG-Con's little brother.
I'm not this year. No.
Here's the thing.
I
It's
would-
as big as the BGDCon from 2018.
Yes, it is.
That's
actually.
crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like
So
to.
awesome.
That hotel is full.
I had a fun time with that last year. What was it?
It's a fun show.
Yeah. It's
There's a
just
lot
a
of
little.
content creators coming this time.
Is there?
Yeah, Our Family Plays Games, Brothers Murph.
Oh yeah, that's right. Me and Lane.
I'm drawing a blank on the meeple. What is her name? Foster the Meeple. And who else is coming? I feel like there's something else.
We play games.
Our Family Plays Games.
Our family games, yeah.
I said that already.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
Mecca Square.
Our Family Plays Games, Brothers Murph, Foster the Meeple. I feel like there's one other. I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, that'll be fun.
I hope it is. So you're at capacity again, Scott?
No, I think we have a few more tickets for sale, but it will probably be close to capacity. Like it'll be like within 100 or 200 tickets.
Do you want this one to grow or no? You're going to
No, it
cap
can't
it.
grow. You can't grow any bigger than that.
I mean, without moving.
It's at capacity. Yeah, we were not going to move.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I'm not
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
back to Dallas for this show too. I like the hotel in the airport. It's good. They treat us in a different. I mean, here's the thing. They both treat us well.
Right.
The city of Grapevine treats us better than Dallas does.
Of course.
I'll
Yeah.
say that.
And it's it's cheap. The $90 for the 5 days.
$90 for 5 days.
Yeah.
Super cheap.
Cause I was looking like even PAX is like I think it was like 100 or 120 for the 3 or 4 days they did.
Does
Can't
PAX
remember.
do like tickets on top of badges? Like, do you have to register for things? Or you just go. I've never. I mean, I've not been to PAX, so
I only went to the first one.
I've been to I've only been to the first one.
For PAX,
Yeah.
yes,
I-
PAX has everything outside of the main hall is event tickets.
Oh, really?
Oh, so you have to. Is it buy more tickets?
Do you have to purchase them or are they free?
You have to purchase a ticket for the event.
Right.
Okay.
But
So,
what
like,
about
the
events
big-
inside?
No, like I'm saying, if you go and like someone, we do it the first year. Which game? Alien Artifacts came out from Portal. We ran Portal's booth, and Ignacy had an event, and people had to get tickets for it.
Oh, okay. But were those free or pay?
I think they had to pay for it.
Oh, so it's a pay.
Okay.
So it's more money on top of the badge price.
Yes,
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I wasn't sure.
yes.
I'm trying to remember. How did Origins work? Was that the same thing? I know you had to pay for the
Origins has
library.
tickets as well. We run that through tabletop events. I was well aware of the ticket problem this weekend. Unfortunately, BGG Con or tabletop events crashed.
Yeah. Oh, really?
It's too big. Too many people all at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
exposed their weaknesses.
Now, it depending on the convention, because basically what they're doing is they're covering the expense for the space if the place needs to give them more space for it. But like Gen Con, if you want to do free events, you have to pay for them.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
there's no completely free event at Gen Con. I mean,
Right. Like you can
if
have
the person, yeah, you would have to pay the $2. Yeah,
But you basically say, I want to have an event for 100 people, and they say, okay, give us $250.
yeah.
Well, I guess that's a little different than Scott, because they're renting convention centers where you're more of just a hotel. Like,
Yeah. There's probably more expense to do a convention center.
yeah. How is it Dice Tower? Did they charge or are they free ticketed? Yeah, does
Never
anybody
been,
know?
don't know.
Yeah, I
Which
don't.
for what?
Dice Tower Con.
So
think
Dice
it's
Tower
limited
Con is all pretty much open gaming.
Hey, they don't have any events. Okay.
There's no real events.
Mhm.
Like there are events, but they're not like so. Example, like they do a big Wits and Wagers thing every time.
Yeah.
They'll
Is that
do a
small?
live Dice Tower show or two. Well, when they did the podcast, they just do live shows. Like they would announce the winners of the Dice Tower Awards at Dice Tower Con, and
Yeah.
it pretty much was, we're doing it from 2 to 4, and you want to come between 2 and 4 and sit in the ballroom at the hotel.
Okay.
But it wasn't a separate ticket.
Right.
Right, but they didn't have like, let's come learn to play this game at this time. Like they had things like that, but those things I haven't been in a while, but they were always like, there's a sign up thing for it. Like,
Yeah, I think I remember that.
whoever signs up for it, you have priority.
We've had that too, where
Yeah.
publishers will do signups ahead of time. Or
Well,
have
was it
paper.
even-
I remember having the paper lists at the convention for the game show.
You old fart.
The old way. The old
Yeah,
pen
but
and paper.
even at BGG spring last year, they had where they would ticket. You didn't have to pay for it, but they would ticket certain like come learn whatever game. Just to see
Well,
how
it
many
runs
people
through,
would show up
since it
or
runs through
something.
tabletop events, people can register it.
Yeah.
It's a ticket, but free. We don't. I
Yeah.
don't think we have any. I'm pretty sure we don't have any surcharges for anything.
Yeah. So the funny thing was when we helped Ignacy the first Gen Con that Portal did. Like we ran all his events for him, and he was pissed that they were charging people because he just wanted like people to book events for people to come and learn his games.
Right.
So what
Yeah,
they did was,
if you're not used to that,
charged $2 per session, we just give everyone $2 back.
Yeah.
Well, Gen Con made you pay for a ticket. We didn't want you to pay. Here's a coupon for $2. Go to the booth and you want to buy the game, you get a $2 off.
the hot games room, the first year I was just like, I just wanted free. And then I learned about that $2 thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, our tickets are $2.
Uh,
And now they're like, I think we do $8.
8.
Well, it's $2 for 2
Or maybe
hours.
six. Maybe
It's
$6.
$1 an hour, basically, is what they charge.
Yeah, it's $1 an hour, but anything
Be
on
$1
top of
an
that-
hour.
Anything
on
over
top of
that,
you get.
anything over that, you get.
Yeah.
So I think we have it's either $4 or $5 for us, maybe $6 an hour. I don't know.
He,
Prices
Scott has
keep going up.
peons for that.
Well, here's the thing: we spent a lot of money to go do this free thing. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm messing with you, Scott. I
Yeah.
appreciate what you do for the hobby.
No, I'm
I know.
glad to do it, but it would be
yeah,
nice to make a little
bit. Yeah,
bit out of it.
you're not trying to kill people, though. I know.
No, it's
I
fine.
got a question for you, Scott. Would you ever consider selling? Like, if someone reached out to you, do you just enjoy it too much?
I mean, I'm not gonna say never.
What would be the ballpark that you'd be like,
What would
all
be the
right, maybe
ballpark?
yeah, like
$180.
what do you-
$87
I don't want to say it out loud because then
million
someone might see this and be like, and
dollars.
offer me tomorrow, and then I have to make a hard decision. But I'm not gonna. I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, that's a
probably way
great hard
higher than you can
decision to
imagine.
have.
it would be higher than I can even imagine. Like, it would have to be like stupid money.
100 million
Yeah.
bucks. Bill
right,
Gates comes
here's-
up to you and
Enough
says, "I want
money
to
for him to
dominate."
send the car.
Here's a question, Scott. What would you do afterwards?
What would I do after that? Yeah, I want. I have not. What would I do?
Video
Would it
game
be like
geek.
Bonacore, retired but not?
RPG
or-
geek becomes the main thing.
Modular
Pinball
stance.
geek.
I got Pinball Geek in my back pocket if I ever want. Here's the thing: the pinball community is a harsh community.
Harsh
do you mean by
mistress.
harsh?
It's not. I mean, it's great. Everybody I've met is great.
But they're
Online,
harsh.
Not so much.
Oh.
There's a lot of
Tell your wife to stop mooning us, Evan.
I feel like there's a lot of I don't know what the right word is. It's not as easy going.
You could help out around the house a little more, Evan.
Yeah, really.
What happened? I missed it.
Are we talking like tabletop war gamer, easy going, or what's the
I'm
reference?
trying
here?
to put it in the. I don't know. I don't know the words I want to say about it. I would say I feel less comfortable interacting online in the pinball community.
Online.
I feel like it's a high barrier to entry. Now
What do you mean?
I
They're
made
snobbish?
posts on. It's not the right word.
Okay.
There's a lot of cutting down. Does that make sense? Like cut downs and cuts and
Yes, I get
a
it.
sharp edge. I don't know, like
Rude
I get it.
comments.
Okay. I get you.
like a little edge lordy. And it's not edge lords, but it's like you might get your head chopped off or something.
Like fuck your feelings.
Oh yeah, it's all about the jokes and like memes and a lot of sexism. A lot of sexism.
Is it?
A little gatekeepy, yeah. So it's a weird community. The one I've experienced online anyway. No, everybody I've talked to and hung out with and socialized with, great.
Well, that seems to be the norm on the internet anymore.
Internet kind of. And
Yeah.
here's the thing: I think the community manager of the site that runs Pinside is that type. They don't mind certain types of personalities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way it grew, and that's the way it fostered, and that's the way it is.
Yeah.
And for me to come in there and like start over, I don't know if I really want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
microbullying. I mean, here's the thing. It's little things that, like, let's just say I post a thing like, I didn't care about John Wick not having guns on the playfield.
Right.
Well, fucking A, there better be guns in this game. You know, like that's the post that will come back because the community is pro-gun.
Well, I
And
mean,
a
it
lot
also
of-
is John Wick. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand. I get it. It's John Wick, but if I can't say that out loud and post
Yeah.
it like a person, like a opinion, like what the fuck's wrong with you, dude? Like what? You
I
should
get
be
that.
you should be up in arms that there's no guns in this game, or something like that. You know, like that's the sort of attitude that I've been seeing. Like shout
People are
down, like
stupid.
Yeah.
They
I
are.
don't understand. Why do you care? Don't buy the goddamn pinball machine then. Just don't
exactly.
buy
That's
it.
what I say. Like if you don't care, if this is a big problem to you, don't buy the game. They're not forcing you to spend money. Anyway, whatever.
Like everybody right now,
But that
is
community
losing-
is very like intolerant, let's say, of the mind.
Well, isn't it weird? Let me guess. It's mostly old white men. Wow.
I suspect so.
I mean, it's
Middle-aged.
I don't know about you,
Shocking.
but I'm pretty stunned that a bunch of old white men are being stupid about something. I
Yeah.
mean, there's no precedent to this. I mean, I just
I hope that this doesn't happen more often.
yeah. I mean,
It
it's
will.
such an oddity for old white men to. I mean, this has never happened in the history of anything. Like the 50s, 60s, old white men were really just completely even keeled, progressive. Just didn't let things like this bother them, right? I mean, they didn't. They had no issues with people whose skin color looked different going to school together, and they whatever. Just the worst.
Yeah. Damn them abolitionists and the Kennedy.
Yeah, I think the nickname was John Weak or John Woke was the nickname.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's clever.
Yeah, just don't buy it. Just don't buy it.
Exactly.
Just don't buy it. And
I'm
you
sure
know what?
Stern will do just fine without your purchase.
And you know what? If
Yeah.
if like if all of the people hated it so much, and it is a universally held opinion that this is the worst goddamn thing ever, and everybody decided, you know what, we're never buying another Stern pinball game ever, then they'd say, wait, we're putting guns in. But they don't care. They don't care because they just like
They're not that company. They stand their ground.
well, no, I mean, but if it came down to bottom line, it was like if we don't put guns, if it was a situation where we can either put guns on the art
Or not sell a
or
single machine.
we're going to go out of business.
This pinball, this
They'd
looks
be like-
fun
they'd
as
be
hell.
like, okay.
I mean, I
well-
don't think it would ever come to that. Here's the thing:
Well,
the
no,
licensor
but you're missing my
directed
point.
that.
You're missing my point, Aldi. What I'm saying is that it's like it is a teapot. It is a hurricane in a teapot, is or whatever it is. The saying. It's like these people want to get mad about it, and they're gonna like two finger type their anger and say John Woke. And then the next time they come out with Godzilla 2, they're like, I bought my pre-order. They just don't care. They're just gonna get it anyway.
It's very like hypocritical, I guess. Is that the word? I don't know.
No, it's just
People want to
anger
be
and fury
up in
last-
arms about
last-
something.
Yeah, it would be
Forrest
outraged.
put it the best. Remember his Quacklope video a million years ago. People aren't going to care. 1 week, people won't care. They'll move
No.
on to something else. It's like
Well,
occasionally, one
Yeah,
out of
that's-
100 things stick. There's always something else to be angry about, and something else will happen. Because, I mean, I hate to say something like this because this is actually like way more important. But I mean, it's like I've often said, and this is very political, so I apologize for that. But take any political stance that dredges up a ton of emotions behind it, like forgiving student loans or
you don't need more examples than that.
yeah, okay, fine. Just take any of those things, right? And if enough people cared about a side and said, this is hideous and it needs to change. Just take your pick of anything. And enough people actually had the time and the energy and the effort to stand outside their congressmen's houses and say, this has to change. And we're there, days and days and days, ranting and raving and screaming and yelling and telling those people that you're not going to get voted in. We're not going to vote for you. And they could tell. And then they went and said, am I going to lose my position if I don't do this? And somebody comes back and says, yes, you are. And all those favors and promises that you made, do all of those things that you're supposed to, it's like you need to make sure that you're still empowered to do that. That's how those things will get changed. That's how all of the things that we care about will change. But people don't care long enough. They care about something because we're inundated with too much shit in our minds. In the 60s and the 70s, you turn on the news and you would, and I realize I'm showing my age here, But I mean, in the 60s and 70s, you turn on the news and you'd see dead.
Gas shortages.
What?
Gas.
No, I
lines.
mean you'd see video or film from Vietnam of people being killed, and the country was like, "This is horrible. We need to stop being in Vietnam and get out of there." And so, and because that's what people could consume at that time, because it was like one of 5 things they could consume, and enough people eventually got mad and said, "This has to change. We need to do something," and then they did something about it. Now, I mean, you can't get somebody to have a conversation with another human being anywhere because they're too busy watching TikTok. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, oh, you know, I need to watch a cute penguin fall down the ice. You know what I mean? It's just
TikTok's
like,
banned, by the way.
yeah, well, exactly. I mean,
Are the kids
it
gonna
won't
go
be.
crazy?
It'll just switch around.
How
They'll do
much
whatever they
time
have
they
to do to
got?
make it so that
They got like 6 months,
6 months. Yeah.
something like that.
they'll do whatever they need to do
I think they sued.
so they can continue.
They sued the government.
Yeah,
Anyway, I
was
get what you're saying, Lance.
Yeah, I just,
Yeah.
I
It's
just,
called
and-
voting.
I mean, these people, I just, the newest thing, because WizKids said, "Oh, hey, we're finally gonna make a figure for the fighter that's on the front of the old red box Basic Fantasy." You've all seen the picture. The fighter's like lunging forward to attack the second red box, right? Not the first one, with the Arrow Otis cover. That's kind of weird reddish pink, but like the first red box, the Frank Mentzer, and the whole thing, and they came out, and we're gonna have a miniature for it, and they made it a woman, and it was like, people are so dumb that, like, you do realize that they made it a woman to, 1, appeal to a larger market base, and 2, so all the old white men can lose their goddamn minds about it and talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. So they don't even have to advertise it anymore, because everybody's like, "You see what they're doing to my game? These woke sons of bitches. Oh, I'm never gonna buy another gun that you never were anyway. You never were anyway. You're just letting everybody else know that it exists. They don't have to advertise. They don't have to do anything. Do you honestly think that any company would willingly do something that said, "Hey, if we do this, we're going to lose millions and millions of dollars"? No, they said, "We're going to do this. We're going to spin these fucking old graybeards right up the fucking flagpole." And they're going to go scream about how they're never going to buy another fucking D&D thing ever again. And they're going to do all our work for us. You fucking morons. Just shut up and die. Ugh.
That was a great rant.
And the other side's ranting about you the same way, just different topics.
Sure, but the thing is that corporation, people are so stupid. Businesses don't go into situations haphazardly and make their minds to do things. I mean, a giant corporation like that decision, like, nobody at any point said, "You know what? I'm pretty sure everybody much thinks this is a dude, right?" You know, and they're like, "Yeah, pretty much." But hey, how can they just and nobody will ever figure that out. They're just like, they just let themselves, you know, they just want to be so fucking mad because their game's being ruined. Shut up. Just die.
Can't we
Die
all just
mad
get
about
along?
it. So you can be so sure that that progressive garbage, that the thing is, in all this, all the thing is that, you know, it's like, oh, I will fully admit that I will see stuff, I'm like, what, and then I have to remind myself that I'm old, and that nobody cares about what I think anymore, you know.
No.
Because they just don't care,
We don't
because
care.
they have to appeal to the younger audience. You can't continue to make money unless you continue to appeal to
that's what Stern is doing, in my opinion.
Yes,
They are trying to
exactly.
appeal to a younger, more diverse audience.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think the guns thing was related to that at all. That was supposedly a licensor thing, but they went along with it, right? I mean, that's what they have to.
But that's what drives me crazy, is that, like, all these fucking old guys in their 50s and their 60s that are getting all, like, worked up and shit like that. It's like, okay, so when you were growing up in, like, the 70s, like you did shit that fucking just spun your parents right up the goddamn flagpole too. That they were like, and you were like, come on, you square, you know. But it's different now. It's different because ours was more meaningful, and they're all horrible. Everybody's dumb. Just I can see why when people get old. They just don't want to. They just don't even want to deal with the outside world anymore. Just I'm out.
No.
I'm out.
It's dangerous out there.
Yeah. You just kind of hope that the whole thing just implodes and blows up while you're not around. Just come on, meteor, where are you?
I don't go that far.
Just.
So there's a petition to move Gamma.
To Kentucky or something like that.
Yes.
Why?
Wait,
Because-
away from Kentucky?
Yes.
To where?
Anywhere.
They just don't like Kentucky?
Well, because of their laws and rules on for people for women and members of the LGBTQ plus community.
Oh,
I would love to have it come back to the West Coast.
me too. Then I get to fly out west. That'd be cool
Yeah.
instead of driving.
Well, then
I'm
I
all
could
about
have,
that.
Then I can have one convention that I don't have to fly that far for.
Well, I just
There's
people
cons
do
over
realize that
there,
they
isn't there?
probably have signed like agreements, right?
Well, that
You know,
was the
to-
whole thing. So they apparently had signed an agreement back in 2023 when they decided to move it there this past year.
So they're stuck.
But then they re-upped it. And after Gamma apparently pointed out the fact that they didn't agree with the policies of the state.
I'm surprised at this juncture that those agreements don't have like stop clauses written in with how many times this has come up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if your state passes some law that we find whatever, then we have the right to pull out.
But the facility has no jurisdiction over that.
No, they don't.
Well, right, but
Look at
you
the
know.
fact that Gen Con it actively fights against it every time, and they keep re-upping with Indiana.
Yeah. But is that? I don't know. That's a funny subject, but I mean, can you really? You're at the stage one with that. I mean, it could change. You know, the state any election it could change. You know.
Yeah. Not in Indiana, man. Not,
I said could at first. Could.
I was gonna say I'd love to imagine us going blue, but
Yeah, when are you gonna run that place for us? What happened to that?
Yeah, weren't you supposed to be a politician or something by now?
we'll get back on that horse one day. You know, that's in the ADHD throwaway pile. I'll come back to it. I got one more. I got one more run in me. My wife is approved. So
Okay. Okay.
But you never completed the first run.
I know you
That's
didn't.
because I had
Did you ever
we
run?
ended up having my daughter. It's just I wasn't going to be able to fully commit at all, and I was going to get my ass kicked.
Well,
You know, so I'm going to go for
Practice lap.
something that's much more attainable. And realistically, just there was no way I was going to be able to invest enough time into it at even close.
You should run for like local representative.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
It was.
City.
No,
thought
I
he
was going for something
No, he's
big.
going for state.
Oh yeah, I was going for something big. I was doing some
He-
stupid shit.
He's running for the Congress of his house.
I thought it started out with like a town council thing.
Oh, I was going to do county council,
City council.
and then that was
County council.
I was going to do county council, and then I want to do city council. No, I was going to do city council, but then I want to do county council.
Coward of the county.
Yeah. I don't remember honestly. You know, I just get wild ideas when I get ADHD and just go buck wild into them. See if they stick.
I would have been
Wow.
interested to see, what kind of crazy
Not for his
changes you
constituency.
could have brought through. It'd be interesting.
Well, it's coming back. It's coming back around. Probably about, I guess, about 8 years. I guess
Yeah.
about 8 years.
I got an
8 years.
8-year plan.
I got an 8-year
I
plan.
got an 8-year plan.
Ah,
I got to clean up.
Shake-
Get,
I
I
have
got
some
other
shit in the
stuff to
closet.
focus on.
Shake
Politics
things
is-
up in Fort Wayne.
Our mayor just died, and so that was kind of interesting
Oh,
because
did?
now
Yeah,
there's
so-
like a lot of scuttlebutt about how he pretty much probably knew he was going to die and he had to like run again, knowing that he would just be handing it off.
Interesting.
And it's like, it's weird because like I have a feeling anyone but him would have got their clock clean because the Republican was like I think he was like the head of the city council or something like that and had huge coffers of cash.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty much would have been just if it wasn't our mayor, who also is just in the pockets of so many people, but he's got tons of cash that we probably would have lost. So now we have our first black female mayor, or black mayor at
Nice.
all. So that's pretty cool. And
Oh,
I
really?
actually
Nice.
like her too anyway, because I remember watching a whole bunch of city council and I was interested in it and I liked her. My wife likes her too because she went door to door and was knocking on doors and knocked on our door one of these times.
So you met her, yeah.
Your wife knocked on your door?
No, she came to our door.
I know. I'm just
Mhm.
being funny.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
So Indiana just had their first black mayor?
No. Fort
Or
Wayne.
Fort
Fort
Wayne, rather?
Wayne,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
At least I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's mostly old white dudes. But I imagine we probably haven't even had a female mayor, honestly. If I had to
Yeah,
guess.
Usually there's the male first.
Oh, I have
that's
I have a I have a I
progressive.
have a I have a minor grievance. I have a minor grievance. I
Minor?
forgot to tell you about this. So, um, yes, and it is a story about a restaurant. But and
How many
ultimately,
times have you been
to
to this restaurant before, Lance?
Oh, many times, many times, and I rarely have an issue with this restaurant. It's a Dairy Queen. You're probably familiar with the Dairy Queen. Look at your wife, just working so hard behind you, Evan. You're just
Yeah, you
Slacker.
lazy son of a bitch. Why don't you get
It's
up and
true.
help the woman?
I already did.
By getting
For
out of her way.
For like 45 seconds.
So I went to go get a malt because my wife likes malts,
I do not.
and so medium vanilla malt, extra malt powder. You know, she likes the malt taste. So I went, and there was a relatively normal amount of cars. You know, there were a couple cars in front of me. There's a couple cars behind me. Whatever. I get up to the thing, and I just want to, as an aside, this has absolutely nothing to do with my grievance here. Well, actually, it's a separate grievance, but separate.
It's a
I
grievance
really
within a
despise.
grievance, really.
I really despise all of these goddamn drive-throughs. They have that voice that sounds just enough like a person that says, "Hi, welcome to so and so. Are you using our mobile app today, or are you part of our rewards program, or
Yeah, thanks.
insert
I'll
whatever?"
take a.
And then the thing about it is that not only do they have that, they actually they have different voices, so they'll change the voice the next time you come in. So it's full. It's so every single time, and it's just like it's one of those things where it's like, "Hi, welcome to McDonald's. Hi, welcome to Dairy Queen. Are you part of our rewards?" No. Then nothing gets said. It's like this pause of like 5
The
to
AI
7
hasn't
seconds.
figured it out yet.
And then a voice with all kinds of static, because the first one, it's perfect, crisp, digital.
Yeah,
It's like nothing, no background noise, nothing. It's just like, "Hi, welcome to Dairy Queen. Are you using our mobile app today, or are you using a part of our reward system today?" No. What you order there?
it is crazy that Dairy Queen is that bad, right? Like the audio.
It's not with Dairy Queen, though. I don't understand how we can talk to the International Space Station clearer than we can through a drive-through speaker.
All you hear is like this chaos behind them, like the building's on fire. And it's just whatever. That's complete. So I order my thing. And then they say, "We'll have your total at the window." Right? And the reason why they say they'll give you a total at the window, it's because they are not doing well on their time from order to delivery. So what they do is they turn to the person.
They don't push the button.
They don't push the button. They said, "This is what the order is. Make that." And then when you get to the window, right before they take your card, they push the button. They pay, so it's like a 1 second change. Way back in the day, and this is horrible. If anybody, when I had to take phone calls at US Bank, you got timed and how you did your phone calls. At the end of the day, I had it interspersed during my time when I was on the phone. I would find a there was always a phone near you that I would program for my desk. And when I wasn't taking a phone call, I'd go to that desk and I would have it. I would sit there and have that thing call my phone like 5 times, like ding, 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 just and give me 5 phone calls that I handle in a second, and that would lower my call time for the whole day. I would just make sure I did that just to like cheat the system, kind of thing. Yeah, I know, horrible. Anyway,
Horrible.
so I get why they do it. I don't care. Right? So I pull up in front of the thing, and this very nice young lady like says, and like literally, I'm gonna say, you pull up, and this is what you hear. And I got my card in my hand, and she pulls up, and she's like, I was like, what? And she just takes the card. I'm like, I think I said her total. I don't know. So anyway, she like rings the thing, and she comes back and just a little louder. She said, "Do you want a receipt?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't need a receipt. That was my mistake." So then she hands me the card back. I was sitting there. Now, mind you, can we go back to the beginning? Sorry, what did I order?
Malt.
One
Extra
malt.
malty.
Comes back with like 4 bags of stuff. And I was like, "What is this?" She's like, "This is your order." And I was like, "No, it isn't."
They always fucking drive through.
You're the best.
I ordered 1 medium bill of malt. And then she gets this look of terror in her face. She's like, "Oh."
Oh, you should know
Dairy
she
Queen.
whispered $47.
Is it Dairy Queen or somewhere else?
This is Dairy Queen. So
Dairy Queen seems totally unprepared to handle any kind of problem.
So I sit to say they needed my
The
card
Dairy
again,
Queen.
and I wanted to raise a stink about it because I was like,
Oh,
"Well,
we
you
know.
already I was like, "What did you charge me for?" And then they showed me that I bought like $47 worth of food. I was like,
You know,
"We're gonna have
Lance,
to run
could have
I
made
was like,
someone's
we're
day.
gonna have to
you know what? Don't worry about it. Just make me a malt, and I'll charge me another one, and then you let the person behind you go pay for it. Done.
Yeah, and I was
Done.
just like, so they had to refund me and everything. And I mean, and who cares? I mean, the refund will come through, but they gave me the receipt for the refund. But I'm just like, if the woman had like spoken up more than the mouse,
That was
She
pretty
She
rough.
did. She whispered.
it's just like, what the hell?
Do you have those drive-throughs where the total comes up on the screen ahead of time?
Yes, I love those.
Yeah.
'Cause then you can
Yeah.
see if they screwed your
I saw
order.
that a couple times, but I haven't seen one in a while.
I love those.
Like
And
if I'm
then,
on the
so, I
road,
mean, it's
like
just
when
like,
Michelle
and
and I.
but the thing is, I've had that same situation before, and like my wife's been in the car, and she's like, "Well, you have no idea what you're going to get charged for this time." I was like, "Yeah," because she does it too. It's like, like what? And
Tell her to
in the
speak
moment, I
up.
feel so bad to like say, "Could you speak up?" Just like,
I'm a little deaf in this ear.
Eh?
Can you speak louder?
Uh-oh. And these pussies on their prowl.
but anyway, not much of a
That's a minor grievance.
that's a minor grievance.
Minor
That's
grievance.
extremely minor grievance. But it
I
wasn't.
got one today. I got one.
Ooh.
Lay it on me,
Teenagers.
brother.
Teenagers, man.
Teenagers? What
So
about him?
my dog's a puppy. He's about 7 months old. So still having like control barking issues, especially not so much around people, more around dogs. But so we go out to go pick up my kids. I'm walking down the bus stop, walking down the street, and I go out my door. There's this teenager with her dog. She's got a little yippy dog, probably about 3-4 houses down. So I'm like, all right, no worries. Plus, my dog is like choking itself when we walk because he's trying to just go. Like he's just like he's just always pulling me. But this teenager, she's like walking fast because she ends up like catching up like a block away. And she gets like right behind us, and the dog's going mad. Like the dog's starting to go crazy, and I'm just like, I'm slapping the butt. I'm like, no, boy, and I'm like just trying to pull him along, because it's a sidewalk. There's nowhere to go, and she's speeding up at us, and like I'm trying to keep. And we already have the dog in like a super short leash. It's probably like less than 6 feet. Like it's a short leash, and he's like pulling away from me as hard as he can, and he's like trying to go at the dog, and she's like a foot and a half away from me, and I'm just like, bro, like even if we didn't have dogs, like you are in a bubble right now. And so she passes me, and now my dog goes from like running back to try and like bark at it, like running, but she had like to going forward and barking at it. And then she stops and picks her dog up in her arms and slows down. And I'm like, what the hell is this? It's like you literally like sped up almost to come up here, and my dog was doing fine. Like I was walking by people, there was a guy on a bike doing great, but then she like sped up with the dog, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And
Well-
then like I couldn't go around either, so I like had to slow down like this incredibly slow pace. I was just trying to get away from her without veering into the center of the road, and it was such a weird interaction, and it was odd. It was so like why are you this close to me? And especially why are you this close to me when my dog is going insane at your dog? Like why are you continuing to close the gap at us at a rapid pace? Then once you finally pass us, pick up your dog and slow down. It wasn't like she picked up her dog when she walked by. It was after she passed. Like in theory, she's going to continue at the same speedy pace, and we will have no more interactions. But she slowed down, and my dog's still like choking itself, trying to like go forward. It was fucking weird, and then I was so annoyed at this teenager. I'm like, "What the fuck are you like? What? Why are yeah?"
Kids these days.
Kids these days.
I felt so old, but I was just like, no,
You
no,
are,
I can't blame that. Like that was just a bad, like that was a bad a bad interaction. I'm not blaming that at all, teenagers, but I was seriously like, what the fuck? And we never exchanged a word either. It was so weird. Like I might have said like, oh, sorry, like that sort of thing. But it's just when she picked up her dog and slowed down, I was like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Because I have to slow down to an even slower pace to keep my dog. Oh, yeah, I was so annoyed.
Oh, I got a call from somebody that I'm pretty sure, and I mean, and ultimately, yeah, this doesn't bother me because you just don't answer the phone if you don't get the phone number, right?
No.
But I actually answered the phone this time because it was actually my area code. I got a call from a parole officer looking for Destiny, and I was like,
Yep.
yeah,
Is your number?
That's
Does she
there's
relate
no
them
Destiny
happy?
here.
Jail.
And then I actually it was like some woman, and she's like, "Hi, is Destiny there?" And I was like, "Who are you looking for?" And it's like, "I'm
told you,
looking for
Destiny."
Destiny. And I was like, "Who's calling?" And she's like, "Oh, this is the such and such county parole board." And I was like, "There's no Destiny here." And then I got a uh-huh. It's just like,
I don't believe you.
I was like, I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't know what's going on. I said I get for some reason my number. I'm getting collect code calls from jails and Grand Forks, and now you're. And I was like, there's no this is nobody. You could. I was like, if you're actually on a parole board, I'm pretty sure you can use law enforcement and you can find out what my phone number is. And there's no Destiny here. And there was
I
like,
thought you had OnlyFans page, Lynch.
it was like, okay, goodbye. I was just like, see you later. Just because I still remember this is years ago. We were celebrating when
Happy?
my first
Happy.
my first husky Ivan
Now
was
it's
only
Destiny.
like a year or so old, and it was in the winter, and we went over. It was in December, and we went to my dad's for like my family went over to my dad's house to have dinner and like do early Christmas because he was going on a trip or something. I forget exactly the reason why. And we were there, and all of a sudden everybody was just sitting around talking, and like I had my phone on vibrate. I wasn't off it, and all of a sudden I hear it vibrating on the table in the other room, and I was like, "What the hell?" And I was like, it doesn't matter. Who cares? And then then it started ringing again. And I was like, what the heck is this? And I was like, my phone is ringing. And my wife said, we'll go answer it. And then I picked it up and it like literally just said incoming call. It didn't say unknown caller. It didn't say anything. It just said incoming call. No number, no nothing, incoming call. And I was like, that's really weird. So I answered it. And it was the police department, the Moorhead Police Department. And they're like, is this Lance Meister? And I was like, yeah, this is Lance Meister. This is whatever, so and so Stacy something or other with the Moorhead Police. And she said, do you realize that your dog is outside, in your yard? And there was like snow come down and it was winter, and she's like, it's like it's like your dog is in danger. And I was like, well, he's a husky. He's probably enjoying the heck out of it, but and she's like, well, you need to come here, and like your dog's barking, it's making noise, and your neighbor's called.
Somebody ratted you out.
And so, yeah, somebody totally ratted me out. And I to this day I don't know what it was, but I drove home, and I got there, and the cops were there, and the lady was there, and I was like, and I opened up the garage door, and I went in, and she said, it's like, well, can I see the dog? And I was like, that's fine. And I went in and got him, and I put him on a leash, and I came out, and he was just happy as can be. And she was just like, okay, well, I just wanted, and she's like, was it okay if I come in the house? I said, no, it's not. That's just like, because that's the rule. Never let a cop in your house.
Got a warrant, copper?
Yeah, never let a cop in your house. Yeah, you just, there's no reason to. No, that's okay. I'll bring my dog to you. Thanks. Went inside the garage, closed the garage, went out the front door. Ivan was happy, and I was just like, see, he's like when if it gets to, it's like when he wants to, we have a space underneath our deck that like he goes to, that like it's like he doesn't have any deal with the snow or the wind or anything, and he just sleeps in there in the winter sometimes. She's like, okay. And I was like, cool. But if a cop wants your phone number from a cell phone, they just get it.
Yeah.
They looked up who lived at 3827, and they found out my name, and they would have a database, and they're like, what's this dog abuser's phone number so we can call him? I was like, yeah. I mean, and that was cool. I mean, it was like, I mean, and he probably just wanted to come in because he was lonely, but he was like, bellowing. And if I was a neighbor and I heard that in the middle of the winter, I'd be like, oh my gosh, the dog is in trouble. I'd feel bad.
It blew my mind when we got our Saint Bernard. Just like it would just sit out in the middle of the yard in the snow. It was just perfectly content. It was just
some dogs like that.
No, yeah, my huskies will sleep outside in the snow. They just curl up in a little ball. They just sleep in the snow. Doesn't bother them at all.
So how often do you get calls from cops, Lance, or prison inmates? Sheesh.
Well, I mean, for a while there, I was getting that one for Happy for a while. That was fun. I don't know if that was prison or not related, but that guy called for Happy several times. And then the East Grand Forks Jail Correctional Facility. I forget what that lady's name is now. Lisa. Yeah. They tried to call me good 4 or 5 times until I finally called them, and I said, just don't have this lady call me anymore. And now I had a parole officer call me looking for Destiny. They don't believe me. And I said, there's no Destiny.
She took her phone privileges away.
You do sound like a Destiny, though, I will say.
Yeah.
That's your stage name?
That's your stage name.
That's your stage name, right?
No. You are my density.
Yeah, my density.
So it happens often. That's what you
Well, I mean, like I said, I usually just don't even answer, right? I don't even. And
a couple calls from
and my voicemail inbox is completely full. And my wife was like, why don't you delete your voicemails? I was like, first of all, nobody leaves a voicemail. And 2, it's like voicemails of my kids or like my stepdad who's no longer alive. And I really don't want to go through my voicemails and hear his voice because it would just make me sad. So I was just like, yeah.
I ever tell you about my mother after she died?
From the grave, she called you?
No, my sister recorded the answering machine, or my mother's answering machine on her phone, and I backed it up onto my computer. After she died. And then like a year or two later, I was going through files on the computer and I just clicked the audio thing and her voice came out of the computer. It just fucked me up. It's like, because I wasn't expecting it. I don't have anything like that on my computer. Couple pictures, but no audio and shit like that. But yeah, it fucked me up for a little bit.
Oh, that's rough. That sucks. I just yeah, I mean I think about that stuff all the time. I got really upset with my kids today because I gave them very specific instructions of what they needed to do to get ready for Mother's Day. And I gave them very specific instructions about how important their mother is to them and how they shouldn't take her for granted for everything that she sacrifices and does for this family. And then when I gave them very specific instructions, they completely and totally, not even half-assed, I would say like quarter-assed what I told them they needed to take care of. I was like, okay, well, you need to do this right after school. And after school is done at 4. And I knew where they had to drive, to take care of things. It would take like at least 15 minutes to get there, probably more because of traffic. And then it was going to take probably a good hour to do what they had to do. And then they had to come home. And that was going to be another 20-minute drive. And they were back before an hour. And I was like, there's no way you did what I told you. Zero chance. Let me see what you got. And I was like, really? This is what you did? You know, like, I mean, it was just like, I was just like, you just.
How much thought did you put into your mother when you were a teenager? Mother's
you know what?
Day.
If I had my stepdad sitting me down and say you need to take care of this fucking shit and do a good job, I would. Okay, I wouldn't did it. But that's what I did. I gave them explicit instructions, explicit by a text message and in-person conversation, and then they completely quarter-assed it. Not even eighth-assed it. Yeah, just
So
I was.
I don't want to know what it is.
I was living. Well, it was just like gifts and take care of stuff, and like it was just like you both, yeah, you both need to get a card for your mom. Well, we got one because we thought we'd share it. It's like that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
There's a card. What are you bitching about?
Yeah, it's just
it's an environmental issue, Lance. They're saving
no, it isn't.
people.
No, it isn't. They were
saving trees.
I gave them. It's. And like I
They're
said,
rebelling.
when I got mad at them, I said, I know I'm going to feel bad for yelling at you later. I said, I know I am. And I said, but right now I am so upset with both of you. So just get out of my face. Fix this. Do better. Just, you know, so that was the end of that. It's just, and then I did feel bad. I was like, God, why did I yell? You know, and it's just kind of like, but if I don't yell, I just feel like sometimes it's just you. If you sit there and like, I always reference the same thing in The Simpsons where it's like where Homer goes, I tried punishing you, I tried yelling at you, and God help me, I even tried reasoning with you. It's just like, all right, I guess I'm not gonna raise my voice. I'm gonna reason with you. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I just need you to do this, that, and the other thing, and then, yeah. But you know, if I was a fucking TikTok video, a penguin falling down, it was funny.
That's what you gotta do. It.
Like
all your instructions gotta be TikTok videos from now on. Just make one and send it to him.
You gotta do a TikTok dance.
You gotta update with the times, Lance, you old fart.
But I played some games this weekend.
What'd you play?
Yeah, we actually got back together for the group. We played Slay the Spire.
Band back together.
Yeah, they didn't want to play Agamonia. So Slay the Spire came back out.
You've talked about this one, right?
Well, it was a different 4.
Oh, okay.
My original game group 4. We had a stand-in for the last week, but it's great. I really like it. It's too long though. That's my one complaint. It takes too long.
Slay the Spire.
Like we play Act 1. I probably could have just skipped Act 1. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna accelerate through Act 1 and like do simulate. There's probably a simulation to get to Act 2. Act 2 is better. Lots of interesting combat. I got overpowered very easily somehow. with a few card combos, and my deck was just devastating. Go to Act 3, we died in the first battle. Now I don't think it was my fault, but we just sort of like we beat Act 2 so handily because of my overpoweredness that we're like, oh, whatever's coming in Act 3, we get no problem. And then of course Act 3 smacks us in the face and we like dead in the first round. So I recommend Slay the Spire. It's too long. Like I feel like the Act 1 just needs to be just play it to learn it, but once you get past that, just simulate it.
Okay.
And then we played Primal the Awakening. You heard of this one? The boss battler. You know what I mean when I say boss battler?
Yeah.
So there's a big monster in the center of the table, and everybody has to fight it. And you're running around it and like doing combos and special abilities and stuff. And it's really good. It's like one of the best ones I've ever played. And I don't think anybody's really. I mean, it's a Kickstarter from like 2-3 years ago, something like but it's so good. There you go.
There you go.
I mean, I can go into more detail about the boss battle, but just suffice to it's a card combo system, so you get dealt a hand of cards, and you have to play your cards in a specific order to trigger off all the powers that it can do, and then you can interact with other players while you're doing it. Like people can interact with you, and it's really cool. And the way the monster reacts to everybody is really, really fun. Like the monster never gets a turn. It only reacts to what you do. So if you play a card that has a red symbol on it, which is an attack, like offensive symbol, the monster will like do its action first, or after you. It'll do after your action. So you like, oh, I attacked it for like 5 hit points or whatever, and then it comes back and blows fire in your face or something. It's really fun. We only played the first monster, but there's like a dozen monsters in the box, and it's like the miniatures are like, I mean, they're like this big of a handful. They're not miniatures; they're gigantic. And the art is like stunning. It's great. So there's my mini first impressions of Primal.
Mini first. Anybody else play anything? Or are you done?
Right,
Tower gave rave reviews to Slay the Spire. Yeah. Yeah, the Dark Souls game was tedious, but the boss battle was great. Yeah. I never played the Dark Souls. I never got around to doing it.
I think I did. Trying to remember now. I think I played with Jamie and them guys.
Yeah. The Primal the Awakening also has like 500 cards in the box. So there's a lot of stuff in it. I don't know what all the content is. I assume it's gear. I think there's only 4 characters in the game, so maybe a little lacking in variety there, but you have a lot of cards, so you have a lot of variety of the way the characters, what I played the fast bow person shooting an arrow. One of the guys played the sword and shield. One guy had a big hammer. I forget what the other one did. Don't remember. But there's like 4 major characters in the game. Anybody else play anything?
No, but I Peter
hate board
Shirey,
games now, don't you?
former regular attendee of the album, did hook me up, sent me a copy of the Dune 2-player, from based on or from the same people that designed War of the Rings. So I'm excited to play that. And he also sent me apparently this is how in tune I am. Apparently, Coolman or not, did a Cyberpunk 2077 game.
Yeah.
Didn't even know it existed, but I got it. So,
It was a Kickstarter. It was a short one, I think.
Yeah.
Wasn't Eric Lang?
So
I think it was.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to play the
Play
new
it?
one with my daughter, but
We haven't played it.
haven't played it yet. Well, I mean, I just got it, so it's like, I'm super excited to play that one. But the other one is like,
It was not Eric Lang, by the way. Oh,
was?
he's listed as one of the designers. Yeah, it's a team.
Okay, yeah.
But the Cyberpunk
Part of
was
the
sort of
lead
was
team.
way under the
excited to
radar
give
for
a
that
shot.
one. Yeah, I mean, for that video game to be so massive, I think it was way under the radar.
Yeah. I bought a game on Scott's recommendation. It better not suck, Scott. I'm messing.
Amazon.
I got the Maximum Apocalypse. I'm messing with you.
Yeah, yeah. Let me know what
You
think.
actually haven't steered me wrong with a game yet, but
I had fun with it.
I have a couple minor qualms with it so far. I have only played part of the learning zero whatever before Beaker destroyed the board, but the rule book's a little iffy, and it's
It's a simple.
it's the second version. You know,
It's a simple game. Yeah, I felt that the rulebook needed another rewrite, but
yeah,
it's not that hard. You know,
nah,
don't
nah,
overthink it.
yeah. And then the stores, they spend all the time with the trays and shit, but they won't give you like a piece of foam to keep the cards from bouncing around. I found that odd.
Yeah, I think I do remember that. Yeah, the box is not well designed.
But
I almost want like a separate box.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
there's
sure
like,
they.
did you get the maximum apocalypse or did you get something else?
I got the maximum. I
Or
got
the
the
legendary.
first.
Oh, the first one. Okay.
I got the first second edition,
Okay.
which is the maximum 2.0, and then I think
But it's
there's
not the legendary version.
no,
Like
no,
a box that's like as big as a yeah.
no. It's in the other room, but it's with the new
I'm sure
versions of them.
it has a ton of content, I'm sure. How many
Yeah,
characters?
this uh 6 or 8. 6. There were 6 sculpts, 2 different types for each
And
sculpt.
how many apocalypses?
4
Okay.
and 12 missions each
Yeah, so if you like the
or
content,
total.
you like it, there's a lot more content out there.
Yeah, and then they
But you
got
have-
a
yeah,
couple
but
different ones.
you have to see what if you like it.
Yeah, that's why I don't buy all the expansions and shit at once. I'm hoping this will get my brother into. He likes the survival type thing. I'm hoping this will be something he gets in there. I don't know about like
Play the harder
this.
missions too. They are challenging.
I'm going to play through a couple of them first before I introduce him to see what he can handle. Um, but yeah, I'm hoping we have a good time with it. He's coming down next week, I think. Maybe we'll get it to the table. But that's that was the best way. You haven't steered me wrong with a game. Like there's games that are not for me, but I can see why they're a good game. Like, you haven't steered me wrong with games. Yeah. Like you tried that after the Empire, but I refuse. Refuse.
Yeah.
You can't catch a break, Kevin, can you?
Yeah. I mean, if
Barry's your biggest critic.
He's
I
always
will try
busting
it
the balls.
once. I will try it once, but the tower defense isn't really my thing. Yeah, never
If
was.
you don't like getting smacked around,
Oh yeah.
It's not that. It's just the tower defense in general just wasn't my thing. Yeah, like that. What was that other castle panic and all that? I tried a couple different versions of it.
This I will say this is like Castle Panic in that you're defending a thing and people come from different directions. In all other ways, it is dislike Castle Panic.
No, but like I said, I was going to try to BGG Spring. I ran out of time. There's a couple of them I want to try. I just ran out of time. You know how it is at a con.
That's fair. Plus, you don't have to force yourself to sit down to a game that doesn't sound like you'll enjoy it.
I'll try anything once. Like even if there is, I know there's something I don't like about it. Sometimes I think maybe I'll do it a different way that'll change my mind on it. I'll try any game once, usually any genre, usually. There's certain one like timed games, real time games, I don't like them. So I just won't bother. Yeah. But for most part, I'll try anything. Yeah. Like cribbage, I would have never, something that would never be on my radar, but I tried it. I actually quite enjoy it. I've been playing on
I was
the.
gonna say,
if we were playing in real life too, it would be more fun.
Oh, I had a
Because
good time with you.
pushing a button that basically says 15 to like
Yeah.
you have to call out the scores in cribbage. That's part of the cribbage game. Like missing the calling is part of the game.
I'm still having.
Skill of calling.
I haven't gotten out to it. I did a printout. The scoring's still messing me up with that. Like,
And it doesn't make sense until you play it like 100 times.
yeah, but I got to print out so I could actually see it instead of the machine doing it for
the
me, where
machine
it
telling
just I don't realize what
Yeah,
happened.
you play a
know?
card, you're like, I scored 6 points, but I don't know why.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
It's not a difficult game,
No,
but it's fun to play it when you talk out the scores
Yeah.
yeah,
instead
yeah.
of
Because
just.
I was talking to Jen about it's a nostalgia thing. Her father used to play it. He was in the Navy, it makes sense. But she's like, "Can you teach me?" I was like, "Not yet." Getting close,
Yeah,
but
you
not
need to
yet.
play it for real, in real life. Yeah. I've got like 20 games, 10 games on BGA that have been taking like a month. I finally finished one yesterday, the Terraforming Mars, and I thought I wasn't going to win, and I won it.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like, man, I want this game to be over because I'm not going to win it. Like, I just want it to be done. And then I
Yeah.
end up winning it.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, all
Because
right.
I just don't really, after you play a game for like a month, just don't care anymore.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's going on forever.
Yeah. Was it like a
I'm
four-player?
in the endless Agricola now. It's so long because it's so slow. It's a
Yeah.
slow game. Everybody's doing like one turn a day. Like imagine
Yeah.
Agricola where you take one action a day. Like,
Right.
Be months.
I mean, I feel like I've been playing for a month.
Sky, how am I doing with you on the BGA? Like, I worry I'm going to drag other people's experience down because of my focus. Yeah. Am I really
You
fucking?
could always just resign.
Yeah, I could.
You feel like you're dragging it down.
Yeah. That's why I haven't really played with a game group. I'm afraid I'll drag their experience. Yeah.
I mean, there are definitely games to play on BGA and games to avoid.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm in a game of Abyss right now, and it's endless. And I'm also in a game of Evolution, and it feels
Oh, yeah.
endless. It
Oh
feels
wow.
it feels really long.
I've
Yeah.
played
If you're
Evolution
doing
for
one
a
turn
long
a day,
time.
yeah.
Like the attacking like the feeding round takes forever because everybody has to
Yeah.
like, which one do you want to feed? You have to choose the order. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, the Asmodee thing. Um, I
What's
saw a
the
post.
Asmodee thing?
I saw a post today. I can't remember who it was about, but they have their set pricing for retailers. They take 80%. Um, you know how they did that years ago, the set pricing,
Map.
and they said
Minimum advertised price.
for I forget how some period in the future it's going to go from 80 to 100% that they have to charge at retail, I guess.
You don't have to charge it.
You just can't
You just can't
advertise.
advertise it.
Right. It's
So how does that work?
It's
It's guess the price.
no. Basically, just when you're saying, hey, holiday specials here at the store, you cannot list the price that is below full price.
You can sell it for whatever you want. You just cannot post it anywhere.
Right.
Outside of the walls of your business.
We're back.
Can you see it in your
yeah.
cart at an online one? You know what I mean?
Yeah. You
Okay.
just can't put the price on it. You can see the price in your cart.
is that why they had the prices in online
It's
here's
stores?
so
something-
backwards to me.
Here's something you may have or may not have seen in other places. So, have you ever been to a website that sells Games Workshop stuff? There are no pictures.
Games Workshop is very, very, very weird and protective
About their
about their
You can
Yeah.
sell their stuff.
They always have been.
You
Yeah.
can sell their stuff. You just can't use their images.
They're super weird. Like to have their product, because I had a game store for a while. To have their product, there's like a minimum line that you have. You can't just like order whatever you want. They have like, here's the minimum package. You have to order all this crap that nobody's gonna buy, plus the 2 things that people are gonna buy. And like, if you want to carry any of it, you have to carry all of it, and it's very interesting.
Sounds like Kickstarter.
It's very interesting. I have opinions as a retailer.
Do you?
How I
I'm
felt
sure you
about
do.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't advertise Asmodee products on your website or run your ads for your store at anything under what the MSRP is, or the 80%. You can sell it for whatever you like. You just can't advertise it as being that.
Advertise. That's
It's perceived value.
yeah. I suppose what was the reasoning for it? But,
The reasoning is that it's not to, as everyone says, it's great for the local game store who has the high overhead and all that. No, it's not for that. It's for themselves.
yeah.
They don't want people to think that their stuff is why are you selling it for 80 when it's only worth 40 because that's what this other place is charging for it.
I mean,
Right.
protecting the value of a brand helps anybody who sells that brand. So it also helps the retailer.
Yes, but you also have this is my big thing with everyone with why can't the local game store not charge MSRP for things, and they're like everyone, well, they have overhead and they have this and that. Like, yes, you do, but you also, if you're sticking there by your guns that you need to get MSRP for something and it sits there for months, then you've lost money already. You just turn around, sell it for 80% of MSRP, get the money, get something else in, and sell it.
No,
I
mean,
found my
that's true.
local game store
That's true.
suffering from that.
Yeah, you can't sit on product that's not moving.
I used to always joke around people, said, you know what's a bad game store? Go into any game store, wherever you are, and if they have a copy of Stonehenge in shrink on the shelf, that's a bad game store.
Yeah, you're right.
Because they're holding on to that piece of crap
Yeah.
for all of these years to try to get their money on it. And they've already lost money for all the time they've held on to that piece of crap.
Yeah, that's my game store on some things. Like there's
every
a plaid hat
single
game.
store I used to go to, like in anywhere near where I lived, I'd walk in, like, this place has been around for 10 years. It's like, yeah, I know, because they still have a copy of Stonehenge in shrink that they're trying to get $60 for.
I mean, it's one of those things too, though, where like, every store, if you only sell, the evergreens, the things that will move through, then you lose the feeling that draws in a certain percentage of gamer.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can't only stock the things that sell through the most. You
right,
have
but
to have.
You also only have X amount of space.
Yes, right,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah.
So
but I'm saying it's a balance.
Thousands of
selling,
games.
Yeah.
You could get rid of that thing, make a little bit of money
that people want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
right.
Get it in, get it out, get something else out there.
No,
that's how you make money.
Well,
yeah.
Well, Ivan, how as a store owner, how did you judge what people wanted?
How does what?
How did you judge what people wanted? Was it just your distributor sent you a list of this is what's hot, or?
I mean, at a certain point, you can't listen to the distributor.
I'm sure, yeah,
because they're gonna look at their warehouse
and
right?
dump shit, yeah,
and be like, we got a bunch of this that isn't moving. Hey, all the reps, try to dump this stuff, right? Just like the game store does. If somebody walks in and somebody's like, I don't know what to buy. What do you guys have? I'm like, I'll sell this thing to you for half off. Okay, cool. Like
everybody Stonehenge. Yeah. All of these designers designed a game in this box.
So you have to do your research. You have to stay in the industry. You have to, watch what's hot on BGG. You have to do all those things if you
that's
want
tough at BGG though. I mean,
if you want to stay current and
no
know
offense to BGG.
what to stock, you know what I mean? You actually have to be active in the hobby and know what's happening.
What is that?
It's poop in a box, I think.
This is poop in a box. Yeah, I haven't used it yet, but
is this instead of getting a?
She could go to the doctor like a real man, take it up
colonoscopy.
I don't because I have never had any. Doesn't run in my family, and
okay.
I don't have any any reference of blood in my stool. So I get to
I just had
do
my first
that
one last
instead.
year.
Nice.
And then yeah, tomorrow I get to poop in a box, then take it to UPS.
Colonoscopy.
It's actually not that bad. Not as bad as I thought it would be.
The prep is
Well,
horrible.
and then they said if
The
there's
little-
anything
the
in there,
little
that if
spatula?
we get anything that makes us go, okay, that doesn't look right, then he said, then you're gonna come back and we're gonna put a camera up your butt. So
Yeah.
You will never remember it.
Nah, the night before you will.
The night before wasn't
Special
that pleasant.
5-part
But, you know,
No, it's
losing like
not.
5 pounds is also like kind of fun.
Yeah, you feel light and
I
refreshed.
feel really, really light.
cleansed.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
it
I could run a marathon right now.
would have been so bad if I didn't get that double dose shit. Like,
Yeah,
you gotta do it in the
Michelle
middle of
got
the
the
night.
single dose, and I'm like, man, fucking A, I had to get up at like 3 a.m. and start that
Yeah.
shit.
Like,
It
what the
sucked.
fuck?
Did I tell you guys my shingles shot story?
No,
No.
Shingrix, right?
No,
What's
so
the age for that, Lance? I'm curious.
so I don't know.
50.
Because I've had the pox twice.
Probably 50. I don't know. But no, I went to my doctor, right? And we were just kind of going, it was like a wellness checkup thing. And we were just like going through all the stuff that like I was like, hey, I'm concerned about this, and I'm concerned about that, and this, that, the other thing. Well, we gotta take some blood and pee in this cup and do this, then the other thing. And you need to lose some weight. I was like, yeah, I have a mirror, at home, so I know exactly what you're talking about. And he's like, do you want me to prescribe something to help you with that? I was like, no, let me see if I can pull something off on my own. And then before we do anything weird. Anyway, not that I'm not shaming anybody that does any kind of whatever medications to help you lose weight. Whatever works for you is awesome. But anyway, so we got, and then he was like, and then we started talking about. I said, I still haven't gotten a colonoscopy. I know I should. And he's like, well, I mean, he's like, and he asked me the questions, and he looked at he's like, oh, look, let's just do the color guard thing. And I was like, all right, fine, let's do that then. And then I was like, also because a friend of mine's wife, she got shingles real bad, like got one on her eyelid that like they said I thought she might have like might lose vision in her eye because of it. And so like they had to do all these things, and I was like, maybe I should get the shingles vaccine. He's like, yeah, it's a good idea for anybody, over whatever. He's like, it's a really good idea. You had chicken pox? I was like, yeah, I had when I was a kid. And he was like, okay. And I was like, but I've heard I heard it's just an MFer. And it just hurts like hell. And he's like, yeah, I mean there's like he's like, there's a very small percentage of people that'll actually get a low grade version of shingles from it. He's like, it's like a 1 in 10,000 shot. You have a much better, it's like you actually have a greater chance of getting shingles of that happening if you don't get the shot, kind of thing. That was like what he was saying. And I was like, well, it's like, he's like, and it goes in your arm, and it's like, but it'll be sore, for several days after. And the first day, he said it'll feel dead. I mean, the arm will just like, I was like, it sucks. And then he was like, and it's 2 shots. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, you get one, then you come back in like 3 months later and you get the other one. And I was like, oh, all right, well, yeah, let's get it done. Because he's like, yeah, because I mean, he's like, shingles is horrible. It can cause permanent nerve damage and scarring, and you don't want it. And I was like, all right, cool. So then he pulls up my thing and he's like, Lance, you had your first shingles shot in January. And I was like, what? I had absolutely no recollection. I had gone in to do a blood draw, and then they had a note, and they had said, oh, your doctor wants to know if you want a shingles shot. And I was like, sure. And so they gave me the first one in January. No memory of it whatsoever.
Shit.
0. I was like, are you sure? And he's like, I'm pretty sure. It's in your medical history. I wouldn't enter this in for somebody else. And I was like, he's like, you should have had your other shot like a month ago. I was like, all right, well, let's get the second one done. And the second one did hurt a lot too. But I have no memory, 0 recollection of getting my first shingle shot. 0.
Was it Corey? Had all your attention at the time.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
Yeah. Now my Jen's aunt had that shingles. That wasn't fun. She had it on
My
her legs and
mother-in-law had it
shit.
too.
Yeah, it was bad.
And my stepdad had it like, I mean, years and years and years and years ago. But I mean, yeah, I was just like, how do I just forget that shit? I don't understand. It's just
It happens. I forget to go to doctors.
Well, doctors, what do they know?
Nothing. Mine doesn't. Apparently. Shit, me all to
That's why they call it a practice. They don't know what they're talking about.
I had a wellness test today. The paperwork drove me fucking nuts. Yeah, I get what they were going for, but 6 different ways of asking you, are you an alcoholic? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you need an eye opener? Do you have trouble saying no?
You have problems with. I always like when you get you get the questionnaire, and I know I shouldn't be making fun of this, but like, it's like the whole, do you feel safe at home? Just like, and I understand those are important questions, and but I'm always like, I mean, no, because I have dogs. They trip me when I'm getting close to the stairs all the time.
I have cats who try to kill me on a daily basis.
But that isn't what they're referencing.
My dog, he was asking me about the depression. They had me on Zoloft years ago. He's
Like when you
how's
reference
that?
it as the depression, like the 1920s.
Yes, but he's like, how's that working out for you? I was like, when I took myself off of all this shit you guys put me on and stuck with the weed, I'm fine. He's like, you didn't talk to you? I was like, no, I'm Irish. We would never do that to begin with. But yeah.
Just
I
because
was
you're
like,
Irish doesn't mean you have to do what Irish
I'm
people
old school Irish. All right. But I was like, this should be in your records, dude. We went through this 5 years ago when I started the weed. Yeah. I was like, why do I fill out all this paperwork and you not read it?
Yeah, they ask me the same questions. I'm like, why do I bother filling out all the electronic shit if you just ask me the same questions when I go in?
Yeah.
Did you guys see the guy that stuck his finger in the trunk of the Cybertruck?
No.
It's not good.
Oh.
Cut it off?
No, I don't think it cut it up, but it broke it.
Ooh,
Oh.
Yeah, it's not pleasant.
bad.
Idiot. I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna do it. Like,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Why is it?
idiot.
You're putting it into what? Like, I don't understand.
Well, the
It'll be a
Cybertruck
lawsuit.
like a weird safety mechanism that doesn't really work. They've been like
Oh,
tweaking it, the algorithm. Like if it touches a finger,
There's
I
the
see.
but
lawsuit.
it clamps down and like in it, it like pulls it's one of those pull itself shut kind of things. Like
Yeah, don't do that.
I mean, I don't know if you want to watch it, but
Why would you do that? I mean,
I
you're an
don't
idiot.
know
Because
why
he's
would
got
you put
170,000 subscribers.
Yeah. But that shit where I mean my car has that or like the
I mean,
automatic
you get a
has.
stick.
There's an
and you
IR
put it in
sensor or
there,
something
and like, watch what it
there.
does to the stick. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like that's just dumb.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
I don't
it's
get
just.
them stupid trucks to begin with, but that's just me.
Well, you know what? Here's the crazy thing. Like all these people are saying, "Oh, I saw one in the wild today. It's the stupidest looking thing ever." I kind of think they look kind of cool. I mean, it reminds me of like Damnation Alley or Megaforce or whatever.
It's
Or
a
like
toy.
yeah, I mean, it reminds me of like
It's
it reminds
rich
me of like
people
a Hot
toy.
Wheels car or something I have as a kid. I don't know, like that's kind of cool looking. I mean, I
yeah,
realize
it's
that.
gross. It looks like it almost breaks in. I don't know if it actually breaks in, but it's pretty bad.
I don't know.
I get
Yeah.
it. We had issues with the trains with that for a minute. I get it. Yeah. Work out the bugs. Like with the train doors, there was a sensor that would, if it hit somebody's arm or something, it would open the door right away. Sometimes it didn't work all the way. I mean, it would close, but it shouldn't. It caught somebody once. It happens. Gotta work out the bugs. But people buying these Cybertrucks, I think they're nuts to begin with. I would never buy the first model of anything. Let them work out the kinks.
So you're saying there's an earlier edition of your wife?
Yes, but she doesn't know about it. Shut up, Anthony. Now it's on record. Damn you.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. Anything else to talk about?
Well, I mean, I wanna try to save the world.
I just
One
watched that
person at a time.
Cybertruck video, by the way. If you want the full context, it's interesting. It's only 3 minutes.
He's an idiot, right?
Well, so originally it was a problem, and they put out an update to fix the problem, and he was testing it, right? And so he
Yeah.
did it to some various stuff, and it didn't squish it. He's like, "Oh, cool."
Looked
But
like
then he
it
put
chopped
his,
the banana in half, though.
well, that's because they actually had a guy from Tesla. He reached out to on Twitter, and what it does is it automatically senses that it didn't close the first time, and so it applies a little bit more pressure. So when it didn't squish the banana, he was like, "Oh, cool, it's fixed." But then it applied more pressure to his finger, and so that's yeah. I just thought it was interesting.
So
Yeah, I
it
just
hits
don't
something,
understand that kind
and
of
instead of
idiocracy. That's
releasing it, just
idiocracy.
fries. Yeah, that is. The system itself sounds like if it
I mean, you
hits
guys can watch
something,
the
it should
video.
back
I
off.
mean, it's not
though.
that terrible, but it's not fun to watch. I mean,
Yeah, it's not
I can
pleasant.
kind of feel it crunching, like you can.
Well, I mean, I'm always of the mindset it's just kind of like, what kind of idiot does that?
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just again,
People who buy
I
Cybertrucks.
do it because
He got the views. That's why.
yeah,
We're talking about it. I mean, it worked.
Made me talk about it.
Apparently,
Wouldn't it be
You
cool?
know,
though?
Forrest would do it if he got one.
but at
Oh,
what
hell yeah.
cost?
I'd be
You know,
too
if
scared.
you-
I'd be too scared.
Stick your finger in there. If
I'd be no, hell no. I'd be too
there was
scared.
any chance of it getting broken or chopped
Nope,
off.
I
nope.
wouldn't do it.
I'd be way too scared of that.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for pain.
Didn't you watch Fallout?
2 episodes in, I love
I,
it.
I gotta because like the entire family wants to watch it, but we can't get everybody there at the same time to sit down.
It's definitely not family friendly. That's for sure.
It's not family friendly in any way.
Yeah,
No.
like they
There's-
slap you
episode
in the
one
face
is right.
right from the jump.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay. Because I was my 10-year-old wanted to watch it. He likes the game, and like within 5
boy.
minutes, it's like, oh hell no.
That would be a
The
conversation.
game's not really family friendly either.
Yeah,
I mean,
Forrest.
Let's
That
put our
first
cards
episode
on
would
the table.
be a heck of a conversation.
But the game doesn't really involve sex that much, you know.
Yeah,
Nah,
the
just
sex
blowing
part is
people apart and shit like that.
not
That's
part of
Yeah,
it.
that's the VAT
7,
system.
8-year-old. You know,
No,
fuck,
that's
you
the
know.
VAT
Shoot,
system.
Larry.
That is like pulled straight from the game where you're in the VATs. Like but the sex part of it, that's a whole different ball game.
But again, your kid should with the blowing people apart. I mean,
Yeah, but no. There's a huge difference, Barry. That is apples to oranges because one of them is, this is obviously fake. This is
Is
violence
it?
on. No, wait. This is violence on television. No, this is the talk with your kids. This is violence on television. It's not real. I had my kids talk about it with Call of Duty when they were watching me play Call of Duty at one point. Like, this is all pretend.
But
Whereas
they're not really having sex.
But no.
Yeah.
But just the concept of having to talk about sex, like they understand the concept of violence. I'm not coming to my 8-year-old and be like, "Oh, by the way, there's sex." Like it's a whole different ballpark. They know about, yeah. I think that's way different. Like the violence is one thing, but because you don't have to have an additional conversation about violence. Like they get the concept, but like with the sex one, it's like, okay, well, here's what's happening here because it's unavoidable talking, it's I'm not looking forward to those talks. I already did part of one with my 10-year-old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Middle school, man. You got to talk about it. You going into middle school, you're gonna hear it from me, or you're gonna hear it from somebody in the boys' bathroom. I mean, I'd prefer I cut that kid off at the pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys, I gotta get going.
Yeah, it's getting late. Plus,
Good night.
plus me and Evan gotta
Yeah.
do a little shtick here. Just we have to record something about the After the Empire expansion.
Oh,
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
That game.
Is that going on Kickstarter anytime soon?
Probably at the end of the year, next year.
Either late this year or early next year. Yeah. I will say again, I just want to say one last thing.
Bye, Scott.
I ran there's somebody I know that is, and this is, there's no way anybody's gonna know this is, but I realize that shooting this off into the cosmos can't possibly help this person.
Oh,
to
just get it
realize-
over with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever I see anybody being exorbitantly wordy with their words to try to get their points across, I always just think, you pontificating butthole.
Holy shit! Is this not calling the kettle
you are an
black?
a-hole. You are you are an absolute a-hole, and you need to just shut your mouth. And it's just like one of these things where, like, somebody doing some sort of, like, it's like, well, women can be mean to men too, and it's just like, shut up. Just
My
shut up.
wife was mean to me every day.
Shut
Every
up.
day.
Yeah. Just trying to say abuse is abuse no matter what it is. Yeah, well, women get worried that a random man will just attack them if they're in the wrong space at the wrong time. Men have to worry about women laughing at them. Get over yourself.
Levels to it.
Yep. Get over yourself. And they're like, oh, well, people have been falsely accused of some blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, it just doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. False accusation cases are like less than 1% of actual cases. Just shut up. Shut your mouth. Just
I
talking
want
about
you to run
wordy-
for politics, Lance.
I don't. I
shut
would
up.
never want to go do
Shut
a
your
debate.
mouth. You are part of the problem. The world would be better off if you just shut your mouth. just like, I have an opinion. Yes, you do, and it's wrong. So just shut up.
Maybe they think your opinion's wrong, Lance.
This whole bear and dude thing in the forest. It's like,
Bear and dude thinking.
yeah. Well, obviously, it's just like, yeah, get over it. Yeah. Women are picking the bear because the bear will just walk away 9 times out of 10. They don't get the same averages from a dude. So, it's just kind of like, yeah.
Again, I think people should unplug and interact with each other. We can sell some shit.
But anyway,
Ugh.
whatever. People are dumb.
People equals shit.
Yeah.
Who eats little pieces of shit for breakfast?
They're making a sequel to that. Pretty excited
Are they?
about that. Yeah, I saw an
Nice.
interview with Dan Patrick and Adam Sandler talking about it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Apparently, Shooter McGavin let it out of the bag too early, and he's like, "Yeah, we're doing it."
It was actually a sequel I was looking forward to. Oh, the new Alien, the Romulus.
Or was there another one?
It looks like they're getting back to like they're ignoring a few. It looks like they're getting back to like the 2 and 3, or the 1 and 2. Predator too. They're making a sequel to that Prey, that like sequel Predator, prequel Predator. I enjoyed that Prey. That was a pretty good flick.
Oh, but
The Native American tribe.
Ridley Scott's not involved.
I think he's like a executive producer or something, but
Oh,
he's not
okay.
directly involved. Yeah. Yeah, Ripley's hit or miss sometimes. Yeah. Well, you always have.
I love Ridley Scott stuff, even when it misses.
Yeah, I enjoy a lot of his stuff. Scorsese too, although lately he's a little long-winded with the movies. I don't need 3-hour movies. Yeah.
Legend was known as a bust, but I loved it.
What was that?
I said Legend was known as a bust, but I loved it.
Yeah, Legend was pretty good.
It was awesome. Super weird.
been watching the reboot of the Planet of the Apes too. It was
I haven't seen that.
they're coming out with another one soon.
Yeah, this weekend I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I enjoyed the reboot. That first one, Marky Mark wasn't that good, but
Marky
the ones
Mark.
after that,
I enjoy the one with
Wahlberg.
Marky Mark.
Marky
Yeah,
Mark
pretty good.
Wahlberg, not Marky Mark.
Marky Mark Wabbit.
Marky Mark. But he doesn't have good vibrations about Marky Mark anymore.
Good vibrations.
One of my all-time, like one of my idiot friends was driving in his like little tiny piece of crap Honda Civic way back in the day, or maybe it was a Ford Escort. I don't know. It was one of the two. It's like, so there's an age in time, and I don't know why I'm saying I have to explain this, because most people that watch this are around the same age as I am, or like relatively close. But back when like the group of like 5 or 6 of us were all like just basically professional pizza delivery drivers, in our early 20s, and all of us had like a $600 car that had an $800 stereo. It was just like,
Correct.
That's the thing in the 90s, yeah.
yeah. So, but I remember he
And
had,
$700 rims.
yeah, and well, no, not the rims. I didn't give a shit about that. But no, it was the thing where it was like, he was sitting there listening to Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch for I don't know what reason in his car, but it was like, you got the he leads the next thing, and I was like just standing next to his car because he was like doing something in his car. He has his stereo just pumping, and like at the next thing, I don't know what it was. It hit a certain bass or treble or something, and it just shattered both of his speakers. You got the. And to this day, whenever I hear that song, I just remember that moment. I was just like, basically, it was like $500 gone in a second. And it was horrible. I shouldn't have laughed at him. He was like, "No!" And he like jumped in his stereo and tried to turn it down, like that was somehow gonna fix it. Like it was gonna matter. You got it.
Sad.
Feels
Like,
bad.
oh.
Feels bad, man.
Oh yeah, no. When you heard it was just like you're like, no. Yeah. I, I still giggle every single time. It's just yeah, it just made me laugh so hard. I mean, and yeah, you didn't want to laugh, but
Yeah,
yeah, no, I mean, it was bad to laugh. It was bad to laugh.
I remember this guy in the neighborhood when I did the film. He had this Cutlass that he had the rims and the boom boxes in the back and the tinted out, and it had this like green that turned to purple depending on. And he's driving down the road playing Hootie the Blowfish. It cracked me up so bad.
Dude, I used to rock Rod Stewart with my trunk rumbler. My only sound ordinance violation was listening to U2.
You do.
I used to rock that shit so hard.
I was
Young
talking to
Turks.
Jed about. I was talking to Jed about that. I was like, see old car. We were going somewhere. We happened to see like Model A's and the T's or trucks. I forget what they are. But I was like, you don't really see cars from like the 80s and the 90s anymore. Like I remember growing up, you see stuff from the 70s and the 60s, 90s, whatnot. But you don't really see old cars anymore. I wonder if it's because they weren't made to last tour. Yeah,
There's nothing special about them.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, name the iconic cars of the '80s.
DeLorean, I think is what the one that
The
comes
DeLorean.
DeLorean is a piece of shit.
Piece of shit. Yeah, Mustang went downhill. No, the Cutlass and what was the sister car? The Riviera and.
Oh, yeah, because everyone wants to be driving around in their '86 Cutlass Sierra.
Yeah, but I mean, for a while they were, and for a little, there was like a retro thing for that for a bit, but I take that.
Yeah, but the thing is that they were very 80s cars, but they're not like nothing cool about them.
Yeah.
It's like the teal leather sofas that people had bought in the 80s because oh look at that, it's leather and it's a cool color.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Well, after that, like, can you really tell cars apart anymore? I
Well,
mean, like,
that was the thing too that everyone made a car that looked like every other person's car,
yeah. Yeah.
and sometimes the same car came out under two different names.
Yeah. Yeah. That happened a lot with the sister. Yeah.
So Dodge and Mitsubishi
Yeah.
both made the same cars because they made them for each other.
Yeah. That happens a lot. Yeah. Toyota had her sister brand. I can't remember. Yeah.
Like you'll see cars from the 80s. They're just not like the thing. You'll see like the Firebird 450 with the T tops,
Yeah.
but you're not gonna see. There's not like you don't see people going, "Oh man, look at the Firebird." Yeah, it's just something
Yeah.
that if you know it, you know it. It's not something that sticks out. Like a car from a muscle car from the 60s, you get like, "Oh, yeah, muscle car from the 60s." Like cars from the 50s, you can tell what most of them are.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're winding down. So
Hey, I got a quick question before you go. I know it just got actually sent out. Did anyone back Orange Will Overcome the first time it was on Kickstarter?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looked interesting. The cooperative one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I covered it. Looked fun.
Cooperative game about Nazi Germany. You're like you're the resistance and you're doing the underground thing.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize they did it. This was the second time they were doing it. I happened to go on the page and saw that the guy had another project. And I said, "Oh, it's
I
actually
think he's doing an
it's
expansion
out already."
now.
Yep.
All right, that's all.
If you want to hang out just for a little bit, but like I said, Evan and I got some weird thing to do. But yeah, hang out because I have a little bit of after hours stuff.
Ooh,
Fancy.
Evan's got weird stuff.